Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Press Any Key. Did you hear all that gunk on the back? Hello.
Just eating a bowl of pasta.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're listening to this on the app, leave us a review. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop us a comment, a like, share with your friends, because sharing is caring. But if you don't care about anyone, they probably don't care about you.
Just send it to yourself in Gmail.
Yeah, exactly.
That counts as a share.
Yeah. Get excited when the email you sent comes to your other email,
Look,
too.
man, life is hard. You need those little wins every time.
That is true. However, thanks so much for joining us this week. So, largely, we were just going to talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Non-spoiler, spoiler. However, we had a change of plans at the last minute, and really what that means is I'm just fucking tired. So we do have some more time than we thought we were going to.
We're still going to talk about the movie.
Yeah. No, we're still going to do that.
Change of plans. We're not talking about
Change
that.
of plans. Thanks for coming, but this ain't the one. So I got some stuff here for you. I'm just going to throw out at you.
All right.
You guys ready? Okay. First things first, that 70s show.
Where you
getting a sequel. Getting a sequel.
Bad timing.
Why?
Well, the dude who plays...
Oh, Danny Masterson? Yeah, I mean, that's besides the point. But all the original cast are coming back for That's 90s show. Or That 90s show, or whatever the fuck. Topher Grace, Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, Donna, and who's the other one? Fez. There you go.
You gave two of them names, like their actor names, and then two of their
I can't remember what her name is, but she dated that guy in that band in Asbury for a while, and like she was at a couple shows we were at.
Laura Prepon, or however you say her last name. Yeah. Wait, what dude?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's I don't know. I it's been so long I can't even remember.
I'm out of touch.
But yeah, don't do this. How about that? How about that show was good for that time? Please don't do this. I don't know what network it's going to though.
Well, so it's a poor taste joke.
CW.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you know how like that 70s show was just them about smoking weed, essentially?
Yeah.
In the 90s, they're just going to be doing heroin.
I was going to say the same thing. They're going to be caught up in the opioid crisis.
Something in
the way. Oh, this is Netflix. This is going to Netflix, so it's very well. It could be.
God, Netflix just like... So it's called This 90s Show.
That 90s show. And if you guys didn't know, there was a sequel series originally called That 80s Show.
I thought so, yeah.
And it ran for 3 episodes, and everyone was like, this is garbage, and it got canceled. Also, did you know that Topher Grace left That 70s Show in the last season before the last couple episodes were filmed?
That's why he went to college or whatever?
To go do Spider-Man.
Really?
And, like, that didn't work out.
Dude, he's the best Eddie Brock, right? That's what he played?
Yeah. Sure. You know, you're comparing piss and vinegar right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, which one smells like the most amount of shit is really what you're asking for.
I'm only drinking one, and I'll leave that up to you.
All right. We talked about this a little bit earlier on this, not earlier here, before, whatever, fucking. Fallout TV series with Wally Goggins is getting ready to shoot in June. So we won't see that for a year and a half.
That's going to be at least like maybe early 2024,
yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll see you then.
I wonder then, like, do you know if I don't know if there are any new Fallout games like being planned?
I hope not.
Because Fallout 76 is just like that. They're doing like
I hope they just focus all their time on the Elder Scrolls 6 because I'm actually going to play this one.
This is the one you're going to play?
This is the one I'll play. I did not play Morrowind. I did not play Oblivion. I tried Skyrim for 5 hours. Now it's like, fuck this. And I never picked it up again.
Just everything's going to feel different post Elden Ring. Like,
it has to. They've significantly moved the needle. If you don't follow that up, your game's not going to compete. I'm sorry.
No, sir.
Speaking of Elden Ring, did you see the Fisher-Price baby's first gamepad? Somebody modified it to work with
I did, yeah.
PC. And here I'll pull up the video. It's absolutely wild.
I think I saw this as like the tweet or whatever, and he's like, "I finally got it all to work."
Yeah. Hold on, where is it? Come on.
One of those.
Oh, this is one of those.
The little like you know how you get like you give kids like fake phones and they've got like little bells and whistles and shit. This is that for a game controller.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the videos. It's one of those things where it's like We put the tweets on our site, but our site isn't optimized, and we're The Verge.
And that's exactly where I'm looking. Shout out Verge,
Okay.
except don't.
All right, let's pull it up here.
Just check it out.
All right, so check this shit out. It's so funny because like for whatever reason he couldn't get the actual like onboard sounds to stop, so it still laughs. And
I think
shit.
he did that deliberately.
Like,
but it also can play games. So just to give you a rundown of how it all works, and to
nice.
placate any naysayers out there.
I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit. He's using OBS. See it over there?
You see it. Got everything all set up.
What laptop is that?
I don't know. Oh, it's Alienware.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hot garbage. Got it.
So he just plugs it in and
What is this quality?
oh my god.
Here we go.
See, it is real indeed.
He's really using it. He's really using. And then so the funny part is since there's no like right analog stick, that like
We've got usabilities. So A, B, X,
What do you-
and
that right like switch on the end, the yellow switch.
Yeah.
we've got D-pad. So if you check
He'll show you. He can actually switch that, and that makes this turn into the right.
Oh, the
stick
other
as
end,
well.
yeah.
nuts,
Interesting.
also got the bumpers up here.
The entire the setup of where the A B C D is atrocious. That's the worst part.
Also, ABCD. Like,
Yeah,
so somebody who doesn't play video games.
well,
made
I mean,
this
like, I
controller.
get it. If you're giving this to a kid, you're not going to have X, Y, A, B, and the
Okay,
kid's like,
fair
what
enough.
in the hell is this alphabet?
All right, well, let's be clear. This didn't come out when I was a kid, and I played a Super Nintendo, and it didn't fuck up my alphabet for me when I.
I'm
A, B, X, Y.
dyslexic because of this. That's so cool, though.
Yeah, that is cool.
So yeah, so you see, like when he switches the switch, it just moves the camera now.
Oh.
This is not intuitive, however, it is creative.
Hey, like, I mean, people play shit with everything. So, have you seen that guy on TikTok who I think he is differently abled, and I don't think he has any arms, and he's playing Elden Ring, like live streaming it with like a mouthpiece, and he is good.
Okay,
I am blown away.
the way to go, man.
Dude, he's better than like I am. I'm like, shit, this is awesome.
That's not hard. Anyway,
Hey.
there's some stuff about the next gen 4090 series, but I don't
Yeah,
care.
no.
When it's actually here, we'll talk about it. I'm not going to talk about a product that probably won't actually be released when they release it.
No, it's not gonna happen.
And they're definitely not cutting hash rates because that was all of their business in the last. However, crypto's down right now.
Crypto's
right?
real down. Yeah, crypto and NFTs have
Thank
They're not real.
Christ. Thank
No.
Christ. I'm glad
they've
people
become
caught on.
fungible. Is the problem.
Damn, it didn't work out how I thought. So, the other things I wanted to quickly just wrap up real quick is one, Jackass is getting a new series at Paramount Plus, which I am all for because it's on a streaming
Platform.
whatever streaming platform, and that means they can do whatever they want.
Do we think Bam will be on it?
No,
No, you don't think so?
Bam won his settlement with them. That's it, bro.
He might be.
And I mean, you know, they got to worry about poopies and whatever the other guy is
fucker's
called.
name, yeah.
Rachel Wolf,
Wolfson,
Wolfson,
or
right,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, she's I'm sure she'll be back. I'm sure this is to keep the name going and like put new blood in the, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, like they did the movie. The movie, you know, did okay, and people were happy about it. So like, let's keep that train rolling.
Yeah, movie did great.
Yeah.
Did awesome. Did good numbers, and it was really well reviewed. It was the most well reviewed one. I don't think it's the best one they've ever did, but it certainly is like it
Very
comes
enjoyable.
at a time where it's just like I'm tired of people being hyper critical of movies. It's like, can't we just enjoy it?
That's
You know
also
what I
it too.
mean?
Like I feel like so many, like I guess like early 2000s movies are just like stupid shit, and it was great. And then movies got like really like serious and everything, and then they're just like, you know what, we're
Post
gonna make
9/11, yeah, that
Well,
was gonna happen.
it's been post 9/11, the 10-year anniversary of 9/11.
Post Boston Marathon.
Well, Mark Wahlberg should have, you know, he could have stopped that.
I
too.
saw that. Yeah, dude.
He can.
Him and Trump. They said
They-
they'd run in and they would have stopped that shooter.
It's fucking crazy.
They
they,
would.
they let him get away with that.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. Fucking idiots. Anyway, another thing real quick. Infinity Ward, they released the logo for Modern Warfare 2. I'm going to play it. It's going to be awesome. We'll talk about it on the show. because we should talk about some video games about a show named Press Any Key. Anyway,
ya?
AMD Zen 5 CPUs are going to get delayed till 2024, 2025, and that's because they switched over to TSMC, and their TSMC is already inundated with the supply chain issues, but they are exclusively Apple and NVIDIA now. So now that they'll have Apple, NVIDIA, and AMD, and they're all in Taiwan, and that is just waiting to get invaded. So, like, it's
we are one political climate issue away from not being able to have a computer.
not being able to have computers for 5 years. So, fun stuff.
World is doing great. And here we are.
Oh, okay. So the other thing is the day before, the game that looks like a combination of The Last of Us and DayZ, it was supposed to come out next month, and the developers just pushed it back by 18 months because they said it's not ready yet.
Okay, well,
fair enough.
Good.
But here's what they're doing, though. They're changing it from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, that's going to take a full year plus to.
Well, here's the thing is that I don't know how long that takes. I'm not a game developer, but from the developers that were commenting on the thread, they did say that actually porting from 4 to 5 was made easier on purpose for this specific reason. And, it's good to get with the times, as far as utilizing RTX, the DLSS, those, high-end textures that you want. I mean, you've seen the Unreal Engine test. We played that Matrix thing.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you're going to release a game like that, then...
It's just bullshit that they were like, our game comes out in a month, so let's delay it for a year. Fuck you all.
Whatever.
Or maybe it wasn't 18 months. I think it's 10 months. Yeah, March 2023. So it's really only 10 months.
Damn.
Mike Myers possibly says he's going to do another Austin Powers.
I've been waiting on this, honestly, for
this is the one sequel I need.
Like that, I don't care anything about it. Just put him on screen in that and I'd like.
Oh my god! I have the soundtrack of that on a CD.
As you
sometimes
should.
I listen to the song. Just like,
look, it's just.
but it's funny because we were just talking about this last week.
Yeah.
Like how that's the kind of reboot that needs to be made.
Not a reboot,
or
a legacy
whatever.
sequel.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Never stop.
I don't give a shit. I will watch every Austin Powers
Who
movie
throws
that you
a
made.
shoe, man? Honestly. So then, one last thing. Square Enix has reportedly lost $200 million on the Avengers and Guardians. Also,
did you see the other thing with Tomb Raider?
That's what I'm getting to. This is on top of them selling Eidos Montreal and Crystal Dynamics to invest into crypto and NFTs. It's like, I guess Square Enix is just biting the bullet, huh? Like
they're just stepping in it.
And the other thing is that apparently Sony is in the market to acquire them too.
I mean, now's the time.
Because they're really shitting the bed.
Yeah. It's like they literally did this as Bored Ape Yacht Club, tanked. Did you see?
They couldn't help themselves.
Yes, that's the clip from from The Simpsons where Grandpa Simpson walks into the place, puts his hat on a thing, grabs it, turns right around. It's just they're not doing good, man.
Have you played the Tomb Raider games?
I played the old school Tomb Raider. I haven't played any of the ones
the new ones are awesome.
Yeah.
I really like them. I played them. I played them summer 2019. I think I was unemployed, so fuck it. Why not?
What else am I gonna do?
I played all three of them. The first one, I can't remember what the second one was called, but the third one was called Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and that one was fucking good. I really like that one.
Yeah,
that was good. And then I got to go back and play all the old ones with the square boobies and whatnot.
Hey man, those are the best ones.
They're actually triangles.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize
polygons. Pat,
you were such a devout fan of triangle boobied Lara Croft.
Are you not?
I didn't have a PlayStation growing up. I was a Nintendo kid.
I used to play it on the computer.
on PC. Yeah. I played that one on.
Yeah, my dad had it, and I used to play it
on Gateway, whatever the hell. Yeah.
I feel like PC games were so rare back in the day. The only PC game I had was that Enter the Matrix with Jada Pinkett Slap and who's that other guy? Either the Matrix people, those guys.
Yeah. Which ones?
I don't.
I don't.
Yeah, you want to elaborate on that some more? I don't know, dude. It was fucking Enter the Matrix. It was that thing. Is that movie? That game that they made to go with the game or whatever. I don't know. Fucking
Keanu and everybody was
No,
in it?
Keanu was not in it. It's literally about the story. Like, so when they did Matrix Reloaded, they also shot scenes for this game called Enter the Matrix, and it was about Niobe and her ship and her crew and everything. And you go on their story, and it's canonically like in the world of the Matrix, and it runs parallel to, you know, Neo, the Nebuchadnezzar, and everything. And there's real actual like live action footage in that game that they shot for that game that they made while they were doing the Matrix.
That is just compressed as all hell.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look good now, but
I think the only other game I had was Zoombeanies. I was gonna say I know Jess knows about that.
Unlocked something about. I used to play that. Yeah, there was a lot of really, really good educational games.
I had
back
I
then.
Spy. Those
Yeah,
games.
we had some of those too. Those were
Scholastic.
fun.
I still have all those books. Those books are good.
They
I
are
Spy.
good.
Spy.
Yeah.
Zoombeanies is great. It was kind of like a Lemmings thing.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot I had that.
There was one thing where you had to like make and feed this dude pizzas that like really scared me because it was super intimidating.
Oh god, I don't want to fuck this up.
Yeah, they would just die because he would kill off your Zoombeanies.
I don't know what the fuck a Zoombeanie is.
You know what a Zoombeanie is?
No, it isn't.
They're like
I'll
little
look
blue
it up.
dudes, right? Yeah. They were the they were the original NFTs.
Oh my god.
No.
I had the car games too. I had Pajama Sam.
Oh, all of
Oh, yes.
Freddy Fish, like
what was
Putt-Putt.
it? Putt. That's who it
travels through
was.
Yeah.
time.
Putt had no arms and legs, but he had
Fox.
that weird silver thing come out.
Spy Fox. Putt walked so cars could run.
Yes. I had a Thomas.
Touching
I had a
it.
Thomas the Tank Engine PC game too.
I don't think I ever had a Thomas one.
I had the Roller Coaster Tycoon games. I
Yep.
had Zoo Tycoon.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you kill people in the roller coaster?
All the
Who
time.
did not?
All the
Yeah.
time.
That one,
Yeah.
that one,
Pick 'em up,
that
drop
had
'em right
like
in the lake.
Well, we had that one roller coaster that loops up and it like goes up to the top and it's supposed to come back down and then come back. If you just set the speed of that roller
Yeah.
coaster, they just shoot right off.
I remember
Yeah.
not liking
Fly me
that
to the
game
moon.
because
Fly me to the moon.
I took out all the bathrooms and they wouldn't openly defecate. I was so pissed off.
In some of them, they just like make a pee puddle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, like, I was looking for, I was looking
You wanted to
for.
see
You're
the
looking for piles
pee-pee.
of
I was
shit.
looking for the Amber Heard special, if you know what I'm saying.
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
That's the funniest fucking thing, dude. I
Aquaman.
love it because it's just making fun of her. He's wearing her wig when that was recorded. So she says, she's like, give me my wig back. And he's like, Aquaman. Have you seen that, Jess?
No.
It is like, don't get me wrong, like, I don't like want to like talk about that in detail because I'm sure everyone has their opinion on this and that and everything, right? And like even last night I was talking to my friends at a dinner table about it, and I mentioned one of her claims, which includes the R word and a bottle of whiskey.
Right.
And like even like the court who like it's like there's no way that happened because the next day she was like dancing or something, like rehearsing for something, and I'm sorry if that type of horrible crime gets committed.
Right.
There's that you 24 hours later you're not doing that. It's just not possible.
It's everything. Like, did you see that where she was like trying to get she was like wiping her nose and wiping her eyes, and then like she brought a tissue up to it. She noticed the camera was looking at her. She paused, held it there
Yes.
so they could get the picture, and then dropped it.
Dude, they diagnosed her with like
Yeah, dude, she is straight up
like a narcissist, like of course.
She
and
is
like
a psychopath.
she like there's so many instances of her being like she filed that restraining order and then showed up at his
Yeah.
hotel room, and then like she says like he's a monster, he's this, and like but you're showing up
She's
at
like, I
places
just wanna
he's
hug you.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like years after this is over, she like feigns like, oh, don't come near me in the courtroom. It's like, oh my god, you're out of your mind. But my point is that I didn't want to talk about this, and the reason was because it's probably very divisive.
It is divisive.
And
We
the
don't know
second
what's,
thing, but this is going to affect a movie that we're going to talk about in the future.
It's fine.
You know?
She's only in it for 10 minutes.
I want her out of it completely.
Yeah,
and not
they
only do I
might.
want her out of it completely, I want them to put Emilia Clarke in.
They
She
can just-
almost didn't get hired for the second movie because the executives thought she had no chemistry with Jason Momoa. And it's like, why didn't you just cut this off at the source then?
Just deep fake somebody else in there.
Yeah,
Like, we can do
Emilia
that.
Clarke.
There you go.
Dude, they replaced Crystalia with Tig Notaro in Netflix. Now I understand that's Zack Snyder and he has a totally different brain when it comes to
It can do that.
he can
Yeah,
do
it
that. But as far as this is concerned, I don't know. It's fucked up. The whole thing's fucked up. Jess, thoughts? Here you go.
Nope.
I just throw you a fucking hand grenade.
I saw this TikTok yesterday where this girl was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I live 20 minutes from where this case is going down, like the courthouse." So she she drove outside, and like there's a lot of people like waiting outside.
Droves of people, more and more are showing up every day.
And like Johnny came out in a big car, and like everyone is like taking pictures, videos, running up to him, like giving him gifts, like huge boxes, and he's like taking all these gifts. Amber Heard comes out, and no one moved. No one said hi.
Well,
no one
they had
did
to
anything.
they had to start taking them out through the back and driving out through the gate, because when they would have them walk to their cars, there'd be guys dressed up as Captain Jack asking her like, was it
Harassing her.
worth it pooping in the bed or stuff like that.
You
Like-
killed this man.
or when like she's walking by, it's like someone's like, you always remember this as the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. And like the best part is when Johnny Depp gets in his SUV to be driven away, like he shakes all the security guards' hands, they all like him and everything, and then the crowd is shouting and everything, and one guy asks him, you know these people? He's like, all family, and then gets in the car and drives off. And then when Amber Heard comes out, it's just, boo, you stink. Like,
Oh God.
it's great. It's great.
Do you know when they're wrapping that? Like when that's gonna be?
Well, I believe the trial is 6 weeks, and each of them both have like 20 something hours left in their queue to like make their case or like cross-examine witnesses and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, like, it's a done deal at this point. Like, as far as the court of public opinion is concerned, everybody's on Johnny Depp's side. The mainstream media, I mean, just the news refuses to pick it up because they ran those headlines years ago, and you know them, they have no shame on that shit. So they're not going to cover it really. And like every single article I see is like, why are so many people on Johnny Depp's side? It's like, because we have eyes and ears.
Because they are literally showing you factual information.
Also, the other thing is like, when are we going to start prosecuting people for
false claims,
for perjury? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how many times do people have to lie under, like, MTG, my alt-right queen, her and Boo Boo Bennett?
what a last 3 seconds.
She's what's it called? She lied under oath during her hearing. Nobody said shit to her.
Doesn't matter.
Amber Heard is clearly lying under oath right now. Nobody said shit like, nobody's like, hey, this is a crime in and of itself.
I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Also, the other thing that's important to remember here, just to cap this all off, Amber Heard fired her PR team last week because the original plan was to make her look better, but you can't make anyone look better after this. Her new PR team strategy is to try and make Johnny Depp look worse.
Yeah.
Everything they put out about her is just, the trolls just eat her alive. It's so great.
It's the new version of like how modern news covered Vietnam and showed what truly happened, and now TikTok.
It was the first court case that we had to fight with the meteor.
Now TikTok is doing that role.
Yeah, that's so great.
Holy shit.
Also, like, was it she said she was going to donate how many millions to ACLU, and the ACLU was like,
Hey,
yeah, we
Amber.
only got like 1.3, and also on top of that,
Johnny Depp was here volunteering.
yeah, Johnny Depp went into hospitals with kids. It took time. You know, something that's invaluable. By the way, that was his money that you donated.
God damn, dude.
I hope to see him back.
I do too.
I hope to see him come back as Captain Jack, and I hope he comes to the MCU.
I want him to take. That would be cool. That would be
Right?
so cool. I want to. Do you have any concept of who he might be?
Yeah,
Give a
that's-
shit.
I
Reed
wanna hear.
Richards.
We'll get to that.
Reed Richards.
He needs to take 2-3 years off, go on his island, decompress, and then come back Brendan Fraser style.
For sure, except not, you know, still
400 pounds heavier.
still be fit.
Yeah.
Still be in Captain Jack shape. All right.
Papa Jack.
So now that we've ruined this episode.
Now that everybody stopped listening.
Yeah. I don't think there's any hot takes there. Anyway,
No.
so let's get right to Doctor Strange. So first, non-spoiler spoiler, as we normally do. Let's just get going. So, Jess, why don't you start?
Oh God.
Oh no.
You better say the right thing.
We can just talk about like a little setup for like the director or anything like that.
I'll introduce this topic by telling you about the incident that happened in my theater last night.
I love this. I love this already.
I feel like I can't go to theaters anymore. Like, there's always someone that sits next to me that's like on top of me or loud or annoying. Like,
He just
it's
thinks
always
you're cute.
fucking
That's
something.
all. You know, he's into it. Oh, okay. This is one of those moments. Got it.
I just want to be unaccosted while I'm looking at a British man.
Any man.
Go
really.
ahead. Go ahead.
So, I went last night and I went pretty late. It was like a 10:05 showing. So there was this guy who was 2 seats down from me. I feel like he bought like the last 3. Like I was 4 in from the aisle, and then there was an empty seat, this guy, and another empty seat. I'm like, he definitely bought all 3.
No
There's
one
no
sit next
fucking
to
way.
me.
This thing is like sold out. One of the seat next to me was for his snacks, and his snacks only. And then the other seat was empty.
I'm waiting for you to say like he has an inflatable girlfriend in one of the seats.
No, honestly, I wish that was it. So,
Would have made it more normal.
yes, it would have.
So what did he do though?
Okay, so he passed out before the movie started.
Nice.
He's dead asleep.
Awesome.
And he's snoring very, very loudly, and it only got louder as the movie started. So people around me noticed this. This one guy got up and told someone, and this security guard came in and was like trying to wake him up, and he was not waking up. Like, he had to, like, you could hear him hitting this guy to wake him up. He wasn't waking up.
This guy died.
This guy slipped into a coma during Doctor Strange.
And he was snoring like so
dreamwalking.
loudly, and it was the kind of snore that was like kind of like, it sounded like wet. You know,
it sounded
So
like
there
he's
was-
having trouble breathing.
Yes, exactly. And the guy's like, sir, like, you can hear him hitting this guy, and he finally wakes up. I don't think he realized that he was awake. And the guy was like, yeah, you're snoring really, really loudly. You know, people are complaining.
Please stop.
Yeah. And then he left.
Please go
The
home.
guy immediately falls asleep again, is snoring again, still very loudly. And so then the guy has to come back again, and he's like shaking him to wake up again. And then he said that he had to leave. So and that was a whole ordeal. That took like 10 minutes just for him to get out of the fucking chair.
Oh my god.
And mind you, he got out of it without like de-reclining
This man was on heroin.
somehow.
Like,
And he was a really big guy, and he somehow got out of this
How much
chair.
did he weigh?
I don't know.
You could size him up.
he
How much would you say?
just like elevated himself mummy style.
I mean, the seats almost fell forward because he was like, you know, getting up.
Okay, all
but
right,
his
hold
legs
on.
were still elevated.
What do you think
I
was
don't
in
know how
that
that worked. But then he got up and he was like wobbling around. I'm like, oh my God.
Captain
I swear
Jack.
if this guy falls on me, I will lose my mind. But he didn't. But I don't like, he didn't know what was going on. He was like, me? I gotta leave? And you're like, yeah.
Weird. Why?
Was it just
Yeah.
you? Did you go with any friends, or did you just?
I was with my dad.
Okay.
Shout out.
Shut up. Yeah. So then he finally got up and he was like, you know, wobbling around, and then he made sure that he took every single snack that was next to me.
That was my follow-up question. Did he leave his snacks?
He left a full bottle of water, which deeply upset me.
Did you
'Cause-
take it?
No. No.
Would have microdosed yourself?
This is a water bottle full of
gosh.
Sybil Simon.
It just
This is truly a mad multiverse.
it just took a very long time to get him out of there, and my anxiety was through the roof. So if I'm a little foggy on like the first hour or so, that is why.
I had a blackout trauma response from this man.
Also, are you okay, man? Are you okay?
Yeah.
To this guy? Are you okay?
If anybody knows the whereabouts
Yeah.
of this listener.
Yeah, if anyone listening went to the 10:05 showing of Doctor Strange at Cinemark Hazlitt on Friday, May 6th, let me know if you heard from him.
Please write into the show. We're concerned.
And I'm sorry that I didn't get up and get the card
Bro,
myself.
the
I was
movie
too
theater
scared.
is not a place for you to catch some Z's, all right? Just go home. It's like when my dad used to just like get home from work and then sleep on the couch in front of the TV. Be like, bro,
No, I get that.
just go to bed.
I get that.
Just go to bed.
Something about the couch, it's different though.
Or
dude.
like back in the day when Liz used to come from work and come hang out with us, and she used to just fall asleep on. I'd be like, just go to bed. Like, no, I'm here. I want to. No, just go to bed. What the fuck? Like, why are you here? Like,
I mean, he was out like 10 minutes after sitting down, though. Like, what's the point?
sounds like Liz. No, I mean that's fucked. I mean that's fucked up.
None of us can have a normal movie going experience, can
It wasn't
we?
okay. There's
Statistically, we do not.
I had not. It wasn't like bad or like disruptive or anything, but like, dude, I have to go to movies with just Liz because I'm too inclined to make shitty jokes to the friend I go with, and then in the more serious moments, he's making shitty jokes then too. And granted, they are funny, but they take me right out of it. And like specifically, there's a scene towards the end where someone just blurts out a line of dialogue. I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
Maybe we'll get there.
I love you.
Oh, yeah. I love you.
I love you. And like we literally cracked up and we're the only people in the theater laughing hard as fuck.
But
okay.
you're the problem.
Yeah. So I'm the problem in this situation. However, listen, I'm just saying, like, I'm not a problem without an influence. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
fair.
you can't lay the blame totally at my feet. So anyway, after this guy, I guess got the fuck out. How'd you like the movie?
I mean, are we?
We're doing
Right
non-spoilers.
into that
General,
now?
Non-spoilers, generals.
Okay, it wasn't like great. It wasn't terrible. I thought there was a lot of really cool elements, which we'll get into. Oh my God, what was I just gonna say? Coming off like the heels of No Way Home is definitely difficult.
That's a great
It definitely
And I
hurt
think-
it for sure.
Coming
yeah,
off the
I
heels
think there
of
was a lot
Morbius.
of oh my God, yeah. I think there was a lot of high expectations that were not met.
You know what?
maybe?
Interesting. I'm glad that you're saying all these things because all of this is valid discourse right now around
Yeah.
this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a lot of like debts to be settled as far as people's speculations turning into expectations.
That's a good
because
yeah.
like there's an interesting story here. Like this was supposed to come before Spider-Man, and with COVID they had to shuffle release dates, and there was 6 weeks of reshoots. The original runtime of this movie was 240. And they cut it down.
cut down
They
like
cut
a
out
third of it?
40 minutes of it.
Interesting.
They should have done that with Batman.
You shut your mouth.
My ass.
In my ass. So that and I really feel like that people did what they did to themselves with WandaVision, where they heard that there's going to be these cameos and like, oh my, this is it. The X-Men are coming. The Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like, just shut the fuck up. Like that was never going to be what you thought it was going to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was the expectation. Like I have said it over and over and over again on this show, and we can go back and find it if you don't believe me. But the Marvel Cinematic Universe borrows from the comics in name only. And that was true for Civil War. It was true for Age of Ultron. It was true for Ragnarok. And guess what? It's true here too for
Yep.
Act 2.
For most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just borrow in name only and they do what they have to do within the confines of what they're saying. So, generally, like, the way I would put it, my biggest gripe with the movie is that there is a lot of convenient writing. There is a lot of shit that's just like, here's 2 lines of dialogue. Guess that plot point is summed up from this last movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do like how they double down on Wanda being a piece of shit, though. Which actually we should probably talk about the cast. So Benedict Cumberbatch is back as Stephen Strange.
Papa Daddy Strange.
Benedict Wong is back as Wong. Oh, Wong Benedict.
We're getting Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen,
of
who
course.
she should get a fucking Oscar nomination
Wild
Yeah.
for
performance.
this. Like, I get that, like, it's cool for film bros to be like, oh, superhero movies, they're not really good. The acting sucks. No, go fuck yourself. Like, if you watched her in this movie and you're like, she is not giving her all at all times, you're a fucking idiot.
Every point of her acting in this movie was drawn from like an emotional tie to that character.
Very sympathetic villain, a villain I felt for, and it was cool because like you finally see Wanda make that turn where she's like, it's not like, oh,
no longer being patient.
Yeah, exactly. No longer being patient is the best way to put it. Who's after Wanda? It's all you. What's
Xochitl? Xochitl, I believe is how you say Xochitl Gomez. Xochitl Gomez. We'll go with that. Apologies if it's mispronounced.
Ms. Gomez.
Ms. Gomez, who plays America Chavez.
I'm trying to think of
Rachel McAdams comes
Rachel
back.
McAdams as Christine Palmer, which she was good too. You know, I felt like she had less of a role in this one than she did in the original Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You guys have seen the original, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, that movie's just Magic Iron Man, and that's what I went in for, so I was happy with that.
I mean, her role in this was, we'll get into it, obviously. It was just like, I don't think you needed her to do what she did and whatnot. But
she looked good.
She looked great. That's it.
Maybe not so much on this side. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Yes. What, like, dude, you have access to literally the top plastic surgeons in the world.
I know. I'm sorry, like, it's not my place to say what you want to do with anything, but like,
I paid money, all right? I'm going to say it.
it was a very defining. I was like, that's noticeable.
Yeah. And it's the first movie I've ever seen it in. So did it grow in the past 6 years?
I think at one point, like, a piece of hair was like kind of held back by it.
Do you know what we're talking about?
I do. I mean, it didn't bother me.
We're just being assholes.
I was openly offended by
Yeah, you
it.
are.
I'm
Okay.
admitting to it. That makes it
admitting
okay.
it is the first step. So
Hey, listen, Tom Holland had a mole the size of a silver dollar on his chin when he got cast as Spider-Man. And guess what they told him? You got to get rid of that
You gotta
shit, boy.
laser that
and
away.
he got rid of it, and he looks great now. Okay, listen, somebody's got to tell somebody else that they got to get their moles removed, or otherwise they think it's fine, you know? So, I'm just saying.
That's our PSA, the more you know.
Yes, the more you know.
God.
Back to the actual
Move
movie.
over moles. Anyway.
Directed by
Sam Raimi. This is his first movie since Oz the Great and Powerful in 2012. I mean, he's produced other things. He's executive produced other things. I think the most recent thing I saw his name attached to was Crawl. Have you guys seen that?
No.
I feel like this is a movie right up your alley. Right up your ass.
Something in my
ass.
It always comes back to that.
he did production work on, these are other things. He Don't Breathe 2.
Maybe not.
Which is one, The Unholy, The Grudge, but the 2020 Grudge.
No wonder why he went back to directing.
Yeah, I don't like any of these other ones. I don't. And then Evil Dead Rise, he's an executive producer.
Yeah.
Some short films too. But anyway, since
Interesting.
2013.
Yeah, he did Oz the Great and Powerful. I think that movie's okay. I haven't seen it in like 10 years. But
I mean, yeah, he cut his teeth obviously in all the Spider-Man movies for
Evil Dead.
Well, yeah, but
The Dark Man movies, and controversial opinion, I think his best movie is Drag Me to Hell that came out in 2009. Have you guys ever seen that?
yeah.
I have. I saw that in theaters when it came out.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. And this, for, just to quell people who are afraid, this is 110% a Sam Raimi movie.
It is deeply a Sam Raimi movie.
It is a Sam Raimi movie in the Marvel Universe, and I couldn't have asked for a better representation of his style and his aesthetic, pretty much, than this movie. Like, this was originally supposed to be a Scott Derrickson movie. He comes from a background of horror.
Yeah.
He was going to do. He did the first one. He directed the first Doctor Strange, and him and Marvel had some creative disagreements over what they wanted to do with this one. So he stayed on as a producer, and they brought in Sam Raimi.
I do think from one of the points you had, and obviously Sam Raimi's done like a lot of horror and that kind of things. I do think the point you made where it's like there's a lot of convenient dialogue. There were a lot of things where I was like, this feels like a horror movie in the way it's doing exposition.
Yeah.
That is wrapping things up, which is most of the problem I have with horror movies.
But it's also in that same vein of like, okay, they cut 40 minutes out of this, so like they're definitely just cutting out dialogue that they don't think they need.
Yeah.
Like I love it. Like kind of comes out of nowhere. The other thing I think that is kind of a hot take right now is this has the horror movie style, but it's not a horror movie. People are like, "Oh my god, it's the MCU's first horror movie." It's not. You don't watch enough horror if you think that.
It's a dark movie.
It's dark, but
But it's not a horror film.
No, not even close. But even then, it's just like people are like there's jump scares and there's grotesque body horror, and I was just like, what the fuck are you
there's
talking?
slight body horror,
scene
like, yeah.
that might be a little body horror, and then there's a couple other things that like have that horror like vibe tension.
Yeah.
But even
Yes.
then, it's just like that was. Have you seen Spider-Man 2? The scene with the fucking hospital.
Yeah, dude, like-
it's the same vibe. It's not really horror. You know what I mean? Like it's not horror.
It's elevated tension.
Yeah,
is what you're doing.
You know,
yeah.
and I think the most horror like it got was. What the I thought I heard like some sort of falcon. Is
I think when in
a scene towards the end when they're
in the
in the tunnels.
undergrounds, in the tunnels,
yeah. I think that was the most. And
Which
the
was
thing
cool.
was, there was a response in my theater from that, which was a very horror movie response, where there was a bunch of dudes behind me going, "What you doing? Run!
Get out of the way!
Get the fuck out!" Like,
Why you looking
I
back?
was like, "Shut up! I'm trying to watch the fucking movie."
I do think also like what was like massively contributory to why people are saying that is Danny Elfman's score for this whole thing.
Oh, so good. I love him
so
so
good.
much.
Super good, but then he basically all the moments when you had Wanda, kind of like, you know, evil Wanda coming up there, you had that like just like one chord that was like a little bit dissonant that kind of sounded like a clock spring almost, like
Right.
So he gave like, you know, obviously that the motifs for that, they were very like, you know, low piano horror-y.
So, do you guys know that Michael Giacchino did the score for the first Doctor Strange, and he made that like harpsichord like high string, the ding
Yeah.
ding ding ding, you know, that weird thing that he had, and like you hear it in Thor Ragnarok, and like you hear it in Spider-Man when they go to the Sanctorum at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
They-
I
Doctor
like that.
Strange.
They
Yeah.
got
Overture or
rid of
whatever.
that though because Danny Elfman was like, I'm just gonna do my own thing.
Which is
And
fine.
like it's Danny Elfman. The only other Marvel movie he has done is actually was Age of Ultron. Arguably the worst
Really?
Avengers movie.
Huh. Yeah. No, that's fair.
That movie's still good though. Fuck everyone who doesn't like it. So,
Did he do you know if he did Tim Burton's Batman's
Danny
score?
Elfman?
He did, right?
Yeah, he does-
like,
he's
for
done
sure.
them all,
Like everything, yeah.
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Tim Burton exclusively works with Danny.
That's
Elfman.
what I thought. I
Yeah.
figured like there's no way he
I think
didn't,
so,
but I just
yeah.
Yeah. So my score walking out of the movie was like a 7.5, 7.8, right? But like after thinking about it and like going back about it, it really stuck with me. There's a lot of sequences I really like. I really like what they do with Doctor Strange's character in this movie as far as like showing him to be more vulnerable than he actually is. Like not like power wise. I mean like actually like his human emotion. I fucking loved the Scarlet Witch in this movie. Like she's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love her. I really liked America Chavez. Wong, I wish they would have just explored more of that Sorcerer Supreme aspect of him. you
Yeah,
know?
I feel he's almost added as like just like comic
he's got
relief.
and
And it's shitty because like the dude's a good actor and it's an important role.
yeah, if Strange is the chaotic hero, he's like the like order hero.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
can't
Like,
you can't just always be like, you can't do this, Strange. Like,
Yeah.
you need to have a little more depth. And
I
think
don't
they
even want to know.
it's funny, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but it's almost like, you know, he's like being the teacher, you know,
Yeah,
just wagging
so-
the finger.
Yeah.
There's like as a Sam, I feel like you have to approach this from two different angles. There's like one as a Sam Raimi movie, and then just like general film criticism. Everything as far as general film criticism is concerned, everything does not line up perfectly as far as, like I said, the plot is paper thin. The writing is super convenient for like how they get from place to place and all this other stuff. But as a Sam Raimi movie, this is absolutely wild. This is awesome. Like if you were looking for a Sam Raimi MCU movie, you will not be disappointed.
No.
So when I ended up changing my score, I'm actually at an 8 now because I really do like what they did here, even though it's not perfect. And also the other thing you guys got to remember, this is better than most of the stuff that comes out that we talk about on this show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's another thing to remember is that the Marvel quality is still there. And even though like, you know, you might not like this one aspect or this didn't work for you here and all that stuff, that's fine. But like, you still have to admit that objectively, yeah, this is still better than most of the shit that comes out.
That's part of like my kind of take with it as I was watching. I was just like, like there are parts of it, like you said, like, yeah, story is kind of like, and like some shit's real convenient. But as I'm watching it, I'm like just thinking back from like all the other Marvel movies. I'm like, they are just stepping up. Like everything in some type of fashion has become better.
I also feel like there's people, I agree with what you said. I also feel like there's people who don't remember what baseline Marvel is like because we've had so many epic Marvel movies in the past. Like, Black Widow, for what it was, it's still a better action movie than most action movies that come out. Shang-Chi was fucking
loved it.
Top tier, like Marvel. The Eternals, what the fuck happened?
We don't talk about that.
And that is another movie that severely deviates from the Marvel formula, and it didn't work out.
No.
Then Spider-Man, just like that just changed comic book movie discourse for the worse, I think. and now it's like everyone's expecting cameos and this multiverse and everything. It's like, but what haven't you guys figured it out yet?
They handle it well.
Like Marvel they are going to do, like I said, they are here to borrow in name only as far as events are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to do what works for their MCU. So you are setting yourself up for disappointment in that regards. And like, now I think a lot of people are going to look towards Thor Love and Thunder, you know what I mean? And be like, oh, this person's going to be in the movie. It's like, no, shut the fuck up. It's going to be a Thor story. Like,
I almost think this kind of tempers those expectations.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Like, I really hope so, because like people ruined WandaVision for themselves.
Yeah.
And I get WandaVision doesn't have a great last episode, and everyone's like, they just let Wanda get away with it. Well,
this is the follow-up to
you
that.
find out in this movie that maybe that she...
You run and find out.
Yeah, you're going to find out real quick that maybe she was not as innocent as she would like to appear in that show.
I also feel like people need to manage their expectations in that, like, we just started this new phase.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to come in hot immediately. Like, there's so much time. Like, so much other stuff has to happen first. Like, not every movie is going to be chock full of cameos, like earth-shattering
end game level
peaks and valleys.
Exactly.
Peaks and valleys.
Exactly.
Where it's like, we ramped up to Spider-Man No Way Home, and now we're dropping down a bit. And then we're going to hit these 3 movies, and then then we have Captain Marvel and Ant-Man Quantumania is in 2023. I don't think they've announced anything past that.
Not yet, I don't believe.
But I mean, like, you're going to get another Avengers soon. They are actively developing another Spider-Man trilogy. There is 100% going to be another one of these, because like, if you saw the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm all for, like, dude, as Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, give me more. He's fucking
fantastic.
awesome. And I'm trying to think of one of the other. I mean, we still have X-Men and Fantastic Four to come down the line.
Yeah.
So like I said, peaks and valleys.
We got a bunch in the pipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think from my take for this, I'm gonna hang around like 7.75. I'm gonna hang between like that kind of area. I actually am wondering now if this had came out prior to Spider-Man, would I think it was worse? Do you like is Spider?
Or would you think it was worse?
Would I think it was worse? Like, after seeing Spider-Man being like, I'm just up here.
Mm-hmm.
So even if this was like, it's not Spider-Man, did it just bring me down a little bit? But I'm already up here.
Oh, you're saying that maybe Spider-Man kind of set your expectations a little bit too high?
Not necessarily set the expectations a little too high, but
It set the bar.
It's at the bar high, and like, I feel like Doctor Strange is riding a little bit of the coattails for it.
Okay.
That's just I'm wondering. I don't know if it is or isn't. So I'd be curious if it came out before what I would think of it.
So you're like 7.75. What about you?
Well, I want to talk more about it.
Oh, what? Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, this is obviously like a movie. Jess and I were talking about this before. Like, this is a movie for Marvel fans. Like, it is a deep, in the sense of like, you don't just walk in and you don't.
Gatekeeping?
I'm gatekeeping. You don't just, the required reading, basically,
yes,
to get into this movie. There's
quite a lot of required reading for this.
So it's difficult for people just want to pick something up. Like, I know it's also like, I don't consider it like a direct sequel to like Doctor Strange. Like, it just takes his character and puts him in a new situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like that, but.
Well, I mean, I think that people, all right, so the guy I saw it with, he didn't see the first Doctor Strange. So he would not understand the Christine and Steven dynamic at all. And the other thing is that I think that actually hurt his viewing experience because of that.
Right.
That being said, you don't have to watch the first Doctor Strange to understand 90% of the events in this movie. You have to watch other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Infinity War, where when I saw Infinity War with Joe, he asked me, he was like, "Who's that guy?" I was like, "Bro, you had like 6 months. Like, I
had
can't-
so much
I
time."
can't do this with you right now."
I think, yeah. So that on top of it, and then it kind of felt like this is what they were trying to do with all of the Disney shows, or like the Disney Plus series. Like, because this is technically like the way that I view this is kind of like you picked up Doctor Strange and you gave him like a nice story over here, and it kind of relates to some shit going on with like the bigger, MCU,
Yeah.
but it's almost like an isolated, story. Everything generally gets wrapped up pretty well, tied up in a bow. Like there's not like lasting implications outside of like one or two things, but it's not kind of like, oh fuck, how is this going to change everything?
Yeah.
It's like a nice side shoot story, but they did it really well.
Yeah, I liked it. So you're like 7.5.
Yeah,
I'm at an 8.
It's a good movie. Yeah, like how what you said, where you're like it's
Better than good, but it's less than great.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in between there.
totally like if you liked any of the Marvel movies, see it.
And like I said, really my biggest complaint is just the convenient writing. I don't think the dialogue's bad. I don't think the performances are bad. I don't think any of the the staging is bad. Like I don't think any of that stuff is bad. Like I think everything is great besides for just how they were this was clearly done in the edit to cut out things to get the runtime down.
real short in it.
Yeah. And I mean, unfortunately that hurt. I think that hurt. I think it helped the pacing, but it hurt the overall delivery of the movie.
Waiting on the Kevin Feige cut.
Yeah. What about you? Where are you at?
I don't think I liked it as much as you guys. I don't.
Can't
I was gonna
imagine
say
why.
7.
Give it whatever you
Give it
want.
whatever you
but
want.
I feel like that's generous. Like maybe like 6.5.
Wow.
That's fair.
That's
But,
fair.
So are we like, when are we getting into spoiler
We're going to do
territory?
spoilers literally right now. So
Okay.
hold on, let's just do the math real quick. So Jess, you're at 6.5, I heard you say?
Yeah.
All right, let's do 6.5, 7.5 plus 8 divided by 3. All right, so it's a 7. So it's a 7. It's a 7. We're giving it a 7.
Yeah.
Everyone,
an
press any
average
Q gives it a
of
7.
7.
So yeah, that's where we're at. And listen, once again, we always encourage everybody to watch the movie anyway, because you might find something more that you like or don't like compared to us, But we're also objectively right about most things. So
We didn't talk about budget or anything, did we?
no, what was the budget? on
Budget
this?
200 mil.
Not bad.
Not a bad budget. Global box office right now is about 230, and I think it did 90 on the first Friday, which is like one of the records for something.
Yeah, this is gonna break top 5 biggest opening weekends for sure, and
Which-
that is 100% because of Spider-Man.
Well, that's what I was. This is the coattails thing I'm talking about.
Except this one isn't actively contributing to the spread of COVID like Spider-Man was, where 35 million people went to the movies in the height of the Omicron.
What were we gonna
Worth
do?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely worth it.
people died.
People died for to see Spider-Man.
Hey man,
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
You got to be willing to make that sacrifice for the MCU.
Spider-Man sacrificed everything.
So can you.
So can you.
All right. So speaking of sacrifices, let's go to spoilers.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to start off by saying this, and it might upset a few people. What did you expect when you saw this? Like, I have heard people call the music fight stupid, and I think
That
that's
was the
one of the
coolest
coolest parts of the
Yeah.
movie. Like, when have you ever seen that ever before? And two, if you're a fucking music nerd or you're a musician at all, dude, the chord that he makes on the
Yeah.
staff literally is dissonance.
Yeah.
And when he shoves it back at Strange, it spreads him out like dissonance would be, you
Yeah.
know? I was just like, oh, of course, like who the fuck thought of this? And then the one little harp, like, yeah.
It was very like Fantasia-y, like reminiscent of
Yes.
that kind of shit. But like, I thought it was so.
That's so
the
fucking
coolest
cool.
part of the movie and with the evolution of Doctor Strange's character to me is how he's continually using magic.
Yes.
Like when he's fighting the octopus in the first scene.
I people thought it was Shumakorath. It's actually Gargantus or something like
when
that.
he's fighting the octopus in the first scene, when like I think like one of the octopus throws a car, he summons like a portal, a giant hand just comes out, grabs it, and catches it, and then he summons 2 other hands to pick up the giant pole.
I think somebody said to me it's like the Green Lantern ring, like how it's only limited by your imagination, and like Hot Wheels doesn't pay for a sequence in the movie, so.
No, that's a great point, because it's like the first movie was Doctor Strange, and it's just, we're doing a lot of hand spinny.
The first movie was like magic kung fu, where it was just fist fights, but they like conjured weapons and they used shields and stuff, which is cool. I like that. But then we saw in Infinity War, Doctor Strange actually used magic to fight Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet, and people were like, yeah, more of this. So I felt like in this movie, they're like, dude, no fucking magic swords, no magic axes, no magic shields, like just spells.
Well,
spells.
that's what you get, because Wong has most of like the magic swords and magic like weapons.
The totems,
still.
yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of get like his traditionalism with that, and then you have Doctor Strange is like, I'm summoning fucking monsters, like snakes and hydras and shit. Like, we're going for it.
Speaking of monsters, what do you guys think of the design of, I call it the mummy monster in the beginning, and the one that Seagal like, Strange is running from, and and
that's really accurate.
Yeah, and God, what was the other one? And the octopus.
I thought they were cool. Like it's one of the things, like the octopus reminded me of Suicide Squad with the giant giant starfish.
Yeah. Much better characterization. Well, the other thing, okay, so I
killed the same way.
Yeah.
Ostensibly.
I saw somebody say that that action sequence went on too long. It's like, what are you talking about?
It's the intro.
It's the intro to the movie, and not only that, it's fucking awesome. It's like it's exactly what you need to see for Christine to understand that maybe she didn't make the right choice, because he's like, oh, I could have been with the Sorcerer Supreme, well, I guess that's Wong, but
yeah,
I could have been with at least the Master of the Mystic Arts,
right?
And like she's watching from that balcony as, oh, there's Steven and his friends fucking up an octopus again.
I left him for a reason.
Yeah. The wedding scene was absolutely wild. I kind of could not believe that she would invite him to her wedding, and the fact that they had a drink at the bar together and they were talking about why their relationship didn't work at her fucking wedding.
The point with that, like, I got from it was obviously the whole first.
They could have just met for lunch.
I know the whole the first movie of Doctor Strange is you're a cocky sumbitch and you have to be like put in your place, basically. That really wasn't part of this here. Like,
no, I feel it was though, and that scene at the end with them where he tells her that he loves her and that he loves her in every universe that they're in. And like you actually see him being vulnerable, and like the reason why they can't be together is because he can't get out of his own way.
That's actually,
and
that's
I
fair.
feel like maybe not in a romantic sense, but that definitely resonates with 90% of the audience.
Yeah,
that thought process that resonates with me. Like sometimes I can't get out of my own way to get what I need to get done, or like to accomplish this goal or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I feel like that was a really good character moment that was just like delivered so poorly.
That's fair. That's actually, I didn't think of it that way. Like the ending is a parallel to the wedding in the beginning.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And also like him literally like finally saying to her like, I love you, and I love you in every universe that we're in.
Yeah.
And you think about it, every time he meets another Steven or every multiverse he goes
they
to,
all fucked it up.
They all fucked it up. And it's because they're arrogant assholes and they couldn't make it work with Christine. So he has to learn that like it never is going to work because he's holding the knife type of deal.
Exactly.
Which I didn't really get that.
Because he's a surgeon.
Yeah.
He has to be the one in charge, God complex, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Palmer. But yeah, either way though, I thought what they did with Steven's character, as little as it might have been, I thought that was good, and I thought that was really nice, and it was nice to see him be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. That being said, he was still hilarious.
Still the classic,
the classic
shit-eating grin, Doctor Strange, like.
One thing, not that it's like a nitpick or anything, I have a general question. So like in the scene where they're in the pizza shop, right? do they order the pizza first and then have the conversation, or have they been having a conversation and the pizza? Hits the
You're
table?
talking about just
Like,
like,
I'm just
this
curious.
is a movie at
Like,
this point.
I'm not nitpicking. It didn't ruin anything for me. I'm just wondering.
Out of
That's
all the
all.
things
I know.
that you could pick on in this movie,
Like,
that's it.
I gotta see
I'm
him
sitting
here.
there and I'm
Suspend your
going,
disbelief.
I'm just like, damn, half that pie's gone already, and they're just getting
she
to the
just
important
jumped
part.
universe. And she's fucking hungry. Like,
Speaking of that scene, though, I actually also have a question. How does he know who Spider-Man is?
so
He
they-
knows who
they-
Spider-Man is. He doesn't know who Peter Parker is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I did the
Okay.
same like
Yeah.
mental like tennis back and forth kind
Yeah.
of thing. But
Okay.
I liked when he first like hangs out or first goes to see Wanda, and she's in her apple orchard, and then he like I was like did they fuck up with continuity here, because like she said America's name prior, and I was like, is that a cut?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, did they fuck up? Did they mess up?
As
And
soon
then
as
they're
he
like-
stopped walking, I was
know.
like, oh, he knows.
I was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
I know there was some speculation if Wanda was going to be the true big bad, and I'm so glad they went with her being the fucking villain.
The one
of
sending
and
all the
not,
monsters
And not
and-
like Civil War, where it's like Tony and Cap both have reasonable arguments.
Yeah.
And like they just build it as Iron Man as the villain. It's like, no, this is through and through. Wanda is the villain.
She's like, this is what I'm doing, and this is why I'm doing it. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
And that one line where she was like, I'm not a monster, I'm a mother. I was like, yeah, sometimes they could be one and the same.
like yeah, well, I mean,
Sometimes they can be the same.
I loved when she like dropped her magic. I was like, oh, this is Kaled. Like, it's like she is the
When she unveils with the
the
dark
goddess
hole.
of
Yeah.
rot right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's what she's doing here.
I do love that when she makes that when she's like, why don't you bring America here? He's like, and they stop and she goes, you didn't say
I
her
fucked
name.
up,
You
did
didn't
I?"
say her name, did you? No. I loved that. I was like, because like I was genuinely misdirect. I thought it was gonna be like Wanda didn't know that America had these powers, and then when they got together, she found out that, oh my God, she can give me my children. And in Act 2, there'd be some turn, but no, this was all Wanda's doing, and she's been corrupted by the Darkhold.
I had that same thought. I was like, they're gonna get Wanda, and then Wanda, it's gonna be the same thing where she gets that like the turn.
Yeah,
But then it's just like not from the beginning. Like, you know, I'm sending these fucking monsters. I'm gonna get that power.
yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't care.
I will do what I have to.
Hey, I'm
Coming for that ponytail, Seagal
Billy and
Strange.
Tommy, I need you.
Oh my god, I hated that ponytail. It was the fucking worst. So bad.
Also,
okay, he
like,
died.
also to be fair, Benedict Cumberbatch's wig that he's wearing changes in quality from scene to scene.
Oh, yeah.
It either looks really good or it looks like he's wearing a wig.
Yeah, it's very
It's
noticeable.
very noticeable. That being said, it's not as bad as it's not like that Fant Four Stick movie that came out in 2015 where Kate Mara is literally wearing a different wig in some scenes. You know? And it doesn't look as bad as Amber Turd's wig in Aquaman. Aquaman.
We'll show you that, Jess. It's really
Yeah,
You've never seen
I
it?
feel very left
No.
out. No, I haven't.
It's
I
literally
really
an
want
it's
to.
literally an audio clip of the two of them, and he's wearing her wig, and she's just like, no, like give it back or whatever, and he's just like, Aquaman. It feels like a meme. Like, it's really funny.
Wait,
somebody animated
Where did
it.
it come from?
It's just one of the like
One of the many recordings she made trying to force him to incriminate himself as an abuser when he's not.
when it's just he's a very
Like
funny
all the
man.
Oh,
recordings.
it's of Johnny Depp wearing the wig?
Yeah, all the recordings that
I
you
thought you
hear
meant
of that
Jason
case,
Momoa.
right? She made those recordings trying to get him to do something
Yeah.
to incriminate him.
Yeah.
And all
Real-
it's doing
very
is just clearing his name.
Yeah.
and I would have gotten away with it too.
if it wasn't for my own fucking stupidity.
Oh shit.
So moving forward, after she gets after she sets out on this quest to get
Yeah.
America, the multiverse sequences when they're jumping through. Okay, well, actually, first of all, before we do that, when they show her, when America shows them Defender Strange, right? Mm-hmm. And I literally turned to the person I was with. I go, I bet money that's our zombie Strange.
Yeah, that's the Chekhov's gun.
I go,
like,
they wouldn't design a character that looks exactly the same as somebody we're gonna meet later. It's not gonna happen.
The good thing about it though is like the misdirect of that being like, oh, that just might be a zombie universe. Like, so you don't think of that. And when it came back and when that happened and he's like, I don't need a living person to.
Oh, I love who says they have to be alive.
I was like, yo,
let's go. I love how he takes all the skulls and like souls of the damned and makes
was
them his
so
cape
cool.
/ wings thing.
just having a fucking seizure.
I also really love at the end when he's got like half a face missing. He's like, "We're gonna kick that witch's ass." And, like,
Yeah, no arm because it's completely melted off. Like,
and then like, you know, there's all the Sam Raimi quick cuts, and it cuts to his face, and he winks.
A speech impediment.
Yeah, I was cracking up so hard at that. That was so fucking
well, it's
funny.
meant to be funny, like too, is the good part.
It's meant to be campy.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
because it is ridiculous. So
Yeah.
you should at least be laughing with it, not at it. You
Right.
know. Like I said, I love when Wong walks up and he sees Zombie Strange. He's just like, I don't even want to know.
Yeah, with like fucking like ravens, like arms and everything.
Yeah.
He's just like, Jesus Christ, what did you do?
What you do? But so then they jump through the multiverses. Here's where I think's kind of disappointing. They go through all these multiverses, and I'm sitting here trying to pick which ones are
Other things.
are things that I know, and the only one I saw was the drones from Spider-Man Far From Home that Jake Gyllenhaal used in that movie, in like that one super futuristic universe. I'm sure somebody has like a big breakdown video out there that you can go look up. But like I was sitting there and then I realized, oh wait, I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be enjoying the visuals and this crazy journey that they're going on. I felt like the New York they landed in, though, the first one, was just kind of wonky. Like they go on red and go. I was like, really? That's where we landed?
That's the biggest. I think that might be.
Pizza Papa.
I think that might be the biggest problem I have with the entire movie. Is like, you were saying this is a multiverse of madness. There's two universes
That they like really
Yeah.
spend some time in.
I was like, and you just were like, you know, like I was like, it just felt like trailer bait. Like it just felt like entirely, you know, I would have loved if they exploited a bit more, but I was just like, oh, all of the multiverses we got were in like a 2-3 second thing. I was like, the animated Spider-Man did this infinitely better. Like hands down.
Dude, I love when fucking when Bruce Campbell is beating himself up. Right before they cut away, he takes his own head and puts it on the grill. I was like, God damn. And like, when's that gonna end? 2 to 3 weeks. Like,
Dude, Bruce Campbell, I was just.
well, Bruce Campbell, you know,
I love him. Yeah.
That's Sam Raimi's guy.
Yeah.
So they work together. They're best friends. You know, they did Evil Dead together.
He's also in was it Superhero High or whatever that movie is?
Sky
High.
He plays the coach.
Yeah.
He's also in every Spider-Man movie in a different character. He's also in the newest Evil Dead movie, and he was in Ash versus the Evil Dead. Well, I guess because you know he fucking plays Ash.
Yeah.
So
I loved his post-credit scene.
a lot of people were upset about that. They're like, the post-credit scenes are supposed to set up the next movie.
No, this is, like I said, you take this and you're like, we're just going on an adventure on the side.
And dude, I said for weeks that this movie was going to have the Infinity War pace, where it's just going to start and never let go. And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't dilly-dally or anything like that.
I just love that they like threw dirt in everybody's eyes at the Bruce Campbell at the end. It's over. He's just like, fuck you. There's no other scene. Like,
Get out, you motherfuckers.
yeah, I was just like, finally, thank God.
We're kind of jumping around here, but that's
That's
fine.
fine.
So they get to the new universe. They explore America Chavez's background. I get how horrible it is to cast your moms out into the multiverse and not even know if they're alive, but they picked a bumblebee.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like,
It's just showing like what like that this is her being triggered, and I mean, what triggers a child? A bumblebee's a fine thing, but to kill your parents ostensibly, like
come on, they should have been like like a mugging or like a you know, something like
Wow.
that.
getting shot in an alley.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Well, I feel like if they did that, that would be too similar to Bruce Wayne.
Oh, who gives
You
a
know?
fuck?
It's comics.
It's also,
Everybody's
I mean,
the
they
same.
could have made it more topical, but listen, so like, I'm all for representation, right? And like, this movie did not go to countries where they said, no, you cannot have gay characters in a movie. She's not the gay character, though. She wears the pin.
She wears the pin,
Yeah.
I
and
think,
she
in
has
support.
Amor Amor on, which means love is love.
Yeah.
And then her obviously she has two moms, right? Like I said, there's representation and then there's beating you over the head with it. And I think this kind of walks that fine line. You know what I mean? Where like it's almost beating you over the head with it, but it's also not at the same time as bad as some other movies. Because here's the thing. I've heard that criticism as far as beating you over the head with it from critics that have actual followings and that like have big followings.
I don't think it's this case.
Like I said, it rides that fine line because like I didn't even know that she was wearing the Amor Amor thing the entire time, and the pin was just like whatever. Like who cares?
The thing is, like, I think it's completely like it's fine because it makes sense with her character and it makes sense with building out the character. But yeah, they never do anything in it where like someone tries to have like a male love interest with her, and then it's found out that she's not interested.
She's not even into
it.
That,
like
yeah.
well, that's the thing. It's just like it is part of the character design, and that's all it should be. Like you don't need to hang a lantern.
Also,
on shit.
speaking, dude, Disney's great at hanging lanterns on things. That's like their best. That's like their
bread and butter.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of designs, her powers were cool. I like that it was always in the shape of a star. And somebody I was with said like, yeah, it really is in the shape of a star. It's just like, why not? It's a comic book movie.
Yeah,
Let's have some fucking fun. Like,
yeah, what do you want it to be? Like just like a torn hole?
Yeah.
Like it's like okay,
a brown hole, just
a brown gaping hole, just
Oh my god.
going through the. Oh my god! Oh my god!
What do you want her to do? Do you want her to seal it up with a butt plug afterwards, huh?
You're disgusting. That's a
Make me
child.
sick.
Yeah, the star's fucking cool. Like
Star
when
was cool
when
as
she
fuck.
punches the glass when she's stuck in the containment thing in the 836, right?
Yeah.
836 universe. It's a star. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a nice little thingy.
Another thing that I saw was that people have an issue with the fact that it was another cliche, like the mentor type being like the power's always been within you to what. It's like, yeah, but it came from a fucking dead guy this time. It was like the power's always been in it. Like that's what makes it funny though. Like
Also,
that's what makes it unique.
Just in every comic anywhere, a character not being able to understand and control their powers is just a part of it.
That's it's almost cliche
Jean Grey,
itself.
like
now, yeah.
most of the X-Men movies are focused around that facet.
They're around the whole idea that they go to a school to learn how to use their powers.
Yeah, you think everybody wakes up and is just like, you know what? I know how to punch through time.
punch through the universe.
It's like, fuck no. Would you?
So actually, I have another question, mainly around her character per se. Is that now that she knows how to use her powers by the end of the movie, are they just going to whip that out whenever they need to?
That's a good question. I think that's lazy writing if they do that. I don't know, actually. Like, I don't think that they're gonna. Well, no. They're not gonna, because they made like so much of a point to be like the incursions are horrible. This happens. That.
Well, here's the other thing too. I kept on mixing that shit up with the stuff from Thor 2. Remember the convergence?
The convergence,
when it's like all 13 realms align. And
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, all right, we gotta fucking figure this out. Like,
They're
we can't
too
be
close.
having too many global dimension realm shit colliding in on each other.
I think for the fact of it, like, it's interesting too that because they focused on all elements of like dream walking causing that problem.
Oh, we haven't even talked about that yet.
Yeah, they focus on all the elements of dream walking causing the incursions when she is the one. Like, I mean, her shit probably could more directly cause an incursion.
Yeah.
So, but they weren't like, like we have to keep this in line because of that. There was a lot of shit where it's like, she's too strong, we need to kill her.
Yeah.
But never why. It was just like, she's going to fuck things up. But it's like, what did she fuck up? She didn't break anything. Everything that she's done.
Well, that's part of her power set is to move through the multiverse too. So why would it matter in the first place?
The whole thing is, it's like, this is too strong. We need to get rid of her. Obviously, for the fact that it could be stolen. But like with her, no.
Stolen valor.
Stolen valor.
in a Doctor Strange movie. So actually, we should probably talk about dream walking. So dream walking is this concept they introduced where if you have the right spell, specifically if you use the evil witchcraft, because there is a difference between sorcery and witchcraft now, and I like that. I think that's a fun idea. And this idea that your dreams, more specifically your nightmares, are things that are occurring to your other doppelgangers
It's just
in
dreams.
other
It
universes.
doesn't necessarily need to be.
Well, no, I was
nightmares.
saying more specifically nightmares because you meet that other Strange too. Is like, you ever have a nightmare where you're falling off a really tall building? Like,
I fucking
he's
did
like,
that.
was probably me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the Benedict
That was
Cumberbatch.
probably me.
Yeah, that's his American accent puts his
Back
voice
of the
in a
throat up
lower.
high, yeah.
Like that was probably me.
There you go,
Like
yeah.
stuff like that. Like it's
This is now an impressions podcast.
because the first time I saw Doctor Strange, I didn't see Benedict Cumberbatch in literally anything else. So
Really?
I kind of assumed that he was an American guy. And then when I heard him talk in an interview, I was like, oh, wow. His American accent is kind of rough. But in this one, I think he finally got it down.
There weren't any noticeable things where I was like, he sounds like Doctor Strange. I was like, that's,
He sounds like Stephen Strange. And that's what the most important.
And there was nothing where I was like, oh, he flubbed that line.
But
It's like,
dreamwalking. Let's not get off subject. They use that so much in this movie, but also someone was like, they introduced this topic, this ability, now it's their crutch, and it's just like,
no.
what? It's like, why would you set something up and then them never do it? You
Also,
know?
they like glass cannon it. Like they set it up and then it gets destroyed. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like this serves its purpose. We know this is like weird, evil shit that we can only do in the worst case scenario,
Yeah.
and then it's gone. We don't
and
have to worry
then
about
she
it.
goes, and then Wanda goes to the she goes to her throne pretty much, and she does dream walking, and we'll get to that sequence. And then what's her name? I mean, then when Doctor Strange does it, he does the whole like, he lights all the candles. He really sets the mood.
Well, I love that, like when he's reading the book, The Darkhold, and I was like, this fucker just knows how to learn spells at this point. I was like, he's this, and he's like,
He's probably got a spell to learn
yeah.
spells.
But I was like, this is cool. He's like, let me set all this shit up. He's like, you need to protect me from whatever the fuck's gonna happen because something bad is gonna happen.
what a wild weapon too. She was like, "Oh, this fucking thing with a flame in front of it, like I could kill all these spirits." How many eye zooms did you count?
There was a lot of those.
Yeah,
Like,
Sam Raimi, 100%.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Okay, so they dream walk, and basically what happens is they go to this this new New York or whatever, this other universe. They go to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and Mordo is actually the Sorcerer Supreme,
yeah.
because Steven died in this universe defending himself from. Turns out he was an arrogant prick too, and he used the Darkhold to defeat Thanos, which I like. That's fine. I think that's a better idea than giving away the Time Stone.
It's just fucking like,
Yeah.
it's splitting hairs with things here. I was like, you guys, you're gonna die. What do you want him to do?
If he didn't do that, you'd all be dead.
Yeah.
So maybe show a little fucking respect.
Right.
And then they made him a martyr pretty much. Even
Yeah.
though they murdered him. And they being
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So then that was interesting. The end of the last Doctor Strange movie, Mordo was like, the problem with this world is that there's too many sorcerers. I'm going to kill all the sorcerers. And Doctor Strange doesn't get brought up at all in this movie. Like, not even in the slightest. And I feel like that's because they had a better idea, which was this movie.
Yeah.
Because if I just had to watch two sorcerers fight each other in Doctor Strange 2, I feel like that'd be
don't wanna
kind of
see that
lame.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why, like, their fight, they had capped Strange's powers because he was now.
Well, because they handcuffed each other, and then there was
Yeah.
just a fist fight, which was cool because, like, they know how to fight, but they can't conjure up any weapons.
yeah. So,
You know?
you're not just doing the same bullshit here. We're sorcery fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, they left him in that pit. That's the last we see of him in that movie. He is like, just like, there's no ladder down there. Like,
damn it! Again!
this keeps happening.
All right, so let's get to the fucking Illuminati scene because I'm sure everybody's screaming
Meat and
at us to get
potatoes.
to it.
Not one lizard.
Not
Not
one.
one lizard.
What do you mean?
In the
Not a lizard.
Illuminati.
They're lizard people, Pat.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
It was, when they said in the theater when it came out, when they were like, no, we don't have the Avengers, or we don't have this, or we don't have that. He's like, we have the Illuminati. Several people in the audience were like, really? Like, I was like, did you guys not know that this was a thing, that you think that they're just like taking from the real world and
Yeah.
calling it the Illuminati?
I like how he went through all of them too. the Avengers, Shield, AIM, Hydra.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, who are you people? And he's like, the Illuminati will see you now. It's just like, ugh. And like, remember what I said. We're taking a name only.
We're taking a name only.
The Illuminati, they at least got 2 key members of the Illuminati actually on the Illuminati, which was Reed Richards and Professor X.
The only 2 and our queen.
Our queen. Our square-jawed queen. You know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Miss Carter, if you're nasty.
Please, 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 please. I've been crushing on Haley Atwell since the first Avenger, okay? Don't you dare be
Oh,
late.
really?
Don't you dare be
Oh,
late.
yeah. She was hot in that movie, too. She was only 30 in that movie.
I don't think
10
I
years
will.
later, she's like, no, I don't think I will. Please, Steve, tell us how you smashed that ass for years. That's pretty much what he was asking.
Post-war.
Yeah.
Baby booming it.
Now you guys grew up to hate everyone else and ruin the financial systems.
Became very conservative.
Like, come on, Captain
Yeah,
America's
Captain
got to be a
America?
big, like, he's got to be a big bigot, right?
No,
Like,
you know.
he's got to be if he grew up in that time.
So back to the Illuminati.
So back to the Illuminati. So the members are my square-jawed queen, Haley Atwell as Captain Carter. We have what's her name? I know her Tiana Paris, I think, is the actress's name.
No, that's not her. That's Monica.
No, it's not Monica. Monica Rambeau is her daughter.
You know what?
Yeah, that's Tiana Paris.
Oh, my bad. Yes, you're absolutely right. Then who is it?
know her
Captain
name.
Marvel in Doctor Strange. Who was it? LaShonda Lynch.
Maybe.
I think that's
We'll go with that.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's her.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's actually Captain Marvel in this universe. Then we have Black Bolt, who is I forget the actor who's portraying him though is the actor from the Inhumans TV show, Anson Mount.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking I'm forgetting another one. Maybe we can Jim from the John Krasinski.
Oh,
That's him.
what is it? It's not Jack. What was his Amazon series? What was?
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
Jack
yeah.
Ryan. No,
His intro was funny.
that's the only part people screamed at.
That's the only part that like everybody else just sat in a chair. I'm here outside of Professor X, and then it was just like he just teleports in somehow,
Yeah.
and it's just like we had to do some dramatic reveal.
John Krasinski as Reed Richards.
Who then became
awesome.
Rubber Banded.
He became spaghetti very
Oh my
fast.
God.
And then
Did his head pop? Was
yes,
that?
his head exploded.
That was
cool.
disturbing to me. He was like a pull-apart Twizzler.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he would just bloop. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then
that's
what was and then Professor X.
Professor X.
He rolled up in what Liz calls the Lambo of wheelchairs, and she said that out loud in the theater. And there's
Yo, he in that Lambo.
and then they
the
played
cartoon
the
one, yeah.
they played the cartoon like when he rolled up. He looks bad.
He's
though.
he's old as
fucking
shit,
like
dude.
90, right?
I'll
Let's look
pull
up
it
his name. Hold on.
Patrick Stewart.
No, not his name. God damn it! I'm just so fucking tired at this point, dude. He's 81. He's not 90.
Yeah, my
but he's close.
my guy's old. Like, I don't expect him. I mean, he looked old in the X-Men movies. Like,
Well, okay. I mean, to be fair, he was old. He was in his 60s at that point. But he said that Logan was his last time playing Professor X. So Marvel had to cut him a big check. He's like, my wife wants a house in Tuscany. You know, like,
I only want to walk on a white stage or drive in my chair.
yeah. And to be fair, I thought that I thought that was interesting, the Professor X versus Wanda. You know, it didn't last very long, but I thought that was interesting. The thing that kind of bugged me, though, was that they were so arrogant. They're like, yeah, we can handle that witch. It's like, bro, you are Reed Richards. You're literally supposed to be smarter than Tony Stark and Bruce Banner combined. and you're sitting here going like, oh yeah, she'll be no problem. Like, you know how big of a danger this is.
Well, I think that was like that was a parallel with Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange is a cocky sumbitch, and then they were being the cocky sumbitches, and then he's kind of like, you know, when she broke in and they're like, somebody's in the facility, he's like, no shit. Like, he says
no shit, genius. Yeah.
He's just like, you can all go out. He's like, we're gonna stand here. They're all gonna die. Like, what do you want to fucking unlock me? Like,
I question the Illuminati lineup. Because, like, why is Haley Atwell there?
To continue her character.
I get that, but Captain America wasn't. I mean, like, listen, I get why they chose, because they picked who they had. You know what I mean? But it's also at the same time, it's like, Captain America doesn't stand it. First of all, he would probably be totally against, like,
big government.
Yeah, because that's like the whole thing in the Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
So maybe this, like, Captain Carter, she doesn't really care about that.
She's British. It's different.
She's British, ain't
She
it?
British.
Really? Does she have any dialogue?
She has a little bit. There's a couple things.
Yeah,
but
I didn't hear
this all day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was very glad to hear that. I'm like, I'm glad. I'm glad they threw that in.
Holy shit.
I'm glad. You know why? What about you? You hated it?
No, you're just being creepy.
What?
Oh, did you did this? Okay.
She said I could. That's what fucking Cap says. I could do this all day.
Oh, I thought you were taking it from like I could do this all day.
Oh no.
That's what I thought.
I was like, yeah, I bet you could, you fucking dirty.
That's okay. That's an us problem. I apologize.
Redacted.
So you're like, no, she's like that.
Yeah,
that's
that
a
is the
play
Cap
on her.
line.
That's what Captain America would say.
No Tom Cruise.
Okay, so there was an Iron Man variant cut out of this movie.
Yeah.
It was not Tom Cruise, though. I don't know who it was. Nobody knows who it was. There's speculation. But you don't put Tom Cruise in your movie and then cut him out. So that he was never in this. The other confirmed cutout is Deadpool.
Of Ryan Reynolds Deadpool? Or just
It couldn't
him
be
and
anyone else.
Well, as in, like, did they? I wonder if it actually showed like Ryan
I can't
Reynolds.
remember who the
scarred
other
up or-
character they cut out was. But word on the street is it's Deadpool.
That would have been good because he's the fucking fourth wall breaking dude, and this is like multiversey.
Yeah. Because all he had to do was show up at one point and be like, can you believe this shit? And then,
Yeah, like they just like look into his universe or
Yeah.
something. Yo, wait, but before we move on with that, when Wanda looks into the camera when she's in the kitchen being taken over the first time from dreamwalking, there's a scene where it just like kind of pans her head and she stops and looks right into the camera at the audience.
yeah.
I was like, that was so cool. Speaking of fourth wall
Yeah.
breaking,
Sam Raimi.
Sam
Okay,
Raimi, I
like,
know. I was just like, that was awesome.
The part, like I said, it's just the arrogance of the Illuminati was so weird, but I guess that's this universe's version of it. Captain Marvel would never be killed by getting crushed by a statue. I'm sorry, that would never happen.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Because, like, up to this point, she's arguably, like, one of the most powerful
She
ones,
can
right?
fly in space. Like,
Thanos headbutt her, and it was no problem.
Yeah.
And she headbutt him back, and like he was like, "Ah, fuck my skull."
yeah,
Like,
I think he's a little bit more than gravity.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, sure, I guess so. The other thing was that it was wild when Captain Carter got cut in half. But the thing was also like, I'm pretty sure she would have caught that.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole point of Captain America is bounce the shield off
That
every
whole
fucking
scene
thing.
is shock value.
Yes.
And it doesn't really serve the story, but it is entertaining. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was wild.
Killing the characters in the sense of like of their powers, which was the whole thing, which is why she got cut in half with the shield.
Yeah.
Was fucking cool.
Because like, you think about it, Cap throws that shield as fast enough to cut somebody in half.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he
And I'm
hadn't.
glad they actually like this was bloody. Like,
Yeah. I was very happy that it was bloody.
It was like I was like when that happened I was like this is the Watchmen. Like I was like this is what I'm watching. Like when he blows his brain out.
Black Bolt getting his brains blown out was fucking crazy.
I
dude.
did not expect that.
Yeah, what'd you think when you saw that?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. But also, like, who is this character? Like, is he just like Marvel's Black Canary? Like, what? I don't
Kind of, but
I don't
he's
know.
not allowed. Like Black Canary can at least have a conversation with you,
Yeah.
whereas he cannot. If he whispers, he will knock this house down.
Good. Silence the man.
You heard it here first. Silence the men or their heads explode.
Yes.
It's the first step to taking down the
You know what? Maybe I
patriarchy.
do like this character.
I like his death a little bit more, but
And then Reed Richards getting turned into SpaghettiOs and having his head explode was
Oh, I hated it.
absolutely unreal.
I thought it was really funny. It's like we just introduce, John Krasinski into this world
Yeah.
and then instantly kill him.
Well, I've heard a lot of. Well, I mean, he's.
I know. Like, yes, it is.
I am willing to put money that in the next few weeks
We are going to get a
we are
trailer.
going to get an announcement that not only is he
Not a trailer,
starring,
yeah.
but he is directing.
Oh,
Fantastic
yeah.
Four. Like, I guarantee it.
Deadpool making a cameo in that.
They'd be stupid not to start
Yeah.
putting Deadpool in more
They got to
things.
do more shit with him, right?
Actually, it's funny that we're talking about it. Word on the street is that even though Deadpool is actively in production and Kevin Feige has given Ryan Reynolds the okay to make it R, like it's the only thing that we're doing that's going to be R rated is going to be Deadpool. Disney is just like, you cannot make a joke about that. You cannot make a joke. Like, they are just cutting that script down to size.
They're like, look, if we're going to be R,
Yeah.
we're going to need to
Yeah.
do it this way.
Yeah, and they I don't know if they're totally interested. I mean, also Bob Chapek is a piece of shit. So, anyway,
Killing scene.
yeah, okay. So then we have Patrick Stewart. I like that idea of that they're fighting in the mine and that the dream walking Wanda has like put the rubble from
From the house.
Sokovia
Yeah.
like on top of her. And he's like, I love how he's like, perhaps if I remove the rubble or pull you out, and then like,
Perchance if I grab you with my old man. His nips were just pointing that shit. Like, I was like, they couldn't
man.
just give this man a sweater. I was like, it's cold on shooting stages. Like,
and then the Crimson Tide came up behind him. And I was just,
I did like, that like with it being totally white and then you having that like, that felt very like Stephen King-y. With,
Yeah.
like the red kind of fog coming up through.
Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide.
And then, do you know what that means?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I just want to make sure because you're saying it pretty enthusiastically. So.
You said it twice. I'm going to acknowledge it.
There's
Crimson Tide.
nothing to be ashamed of.
There's not. This
It's
is
normal.
a very.
Gross. Gross. Normal human function is
Yeah, right.
fucked up.
Getting your brain blown out without a mouth. Okay.
What that mouth do, Black Bolt?
Blows your brain.
He should have been blowing backs out when he blew his own brain out.
That's on his tombstone. From blowing
He lived
back.
as he died as he lived. Blowing out backs. That initial scream he makes, though, and then that was fucking wild. Anyway,
They snap his neck.
they snap Professor X's neck, and then he just cuts to Patrick Stewart in the chair. It's like you couldn't get another take on that. You
I know.
And if you watch Professor X, his wardrobe is exactly the same as the one from the cartoon,
Which is what I want.
but it's also not him from the cartoon. You know what I
don't care.
mean? It's like it's him from a different universe. I don't know. I was wrong about how they were pulling. I thought they were gonna like with Spider-Man: No Way Home. We were attached to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Nostalgia really helped that movie out. Not only that, they were integral to the emotional climax of the
Yeah.
film. You know, and they had to basically be the MCU's Spider-Man. God, what is it? His version of or the MCU Spider-Man, they have to be his mentors, you know.
Right.
And whereas this, like I said, the cameos ended up just being, popcorn fun, and it got to show Wanda murdering Marvel heroes, and there's no consequences for now going back to 616.
Right. Which, back to the point, isolated story over here in the corner.
Yeah. Actually, there's something we got to talk about. Now, they confirmed that our universe, the MCU, is
Yeah.
616,
Yep.
right? That pissed a lot of people off. And honestly, I'm kind of there with them. Because originally, the MCU was classified as like 919 or 989, some shit like that, right? And the comics were 616. So the belief was that these are two separate universes that exist in the same like multiverse. They're running congruently type of thing. And when they said our universe was 616, I was like, let's go. All right, we're a part of the main canon, bitches. Like we are part. But nobody else got excited for that. I was like, oh, these people
They're
don't know.
mad.
Yeah, like they're not okay with this. And I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah,
It's not.
fine.
Once again, it doesn't hold any bearing on the plot.
It's a cool little. It's telling the device for future multiverse things where they can just categorize shit in the actual MCU. Got water on my nose.
Just letting you know. That's all. I was gonna be like, hey man,
Look at your nose.
So they move forward. Christine Palmer. She's actually. I thought that was a cool twist on her character, is being the scientist that develops all this technology, like the multiversal stuff and all that. I like the idea that like they could have parasites. It's like customs for multiverse travel.
Although I did think that was cheap writing, when like a lot of her character in that sense was just to explain some shit, where she's like, "Oh, we have a waypoint," or we got here.
Every single character on that Illuminati was expository dialogue.
But hers was like, I can't, like when they eventually get to the point where they land at the Book of Ashanti, she's like, "This is the in-between, the point between all universes where nothing happened." Like, I was like, thanks, great. Like,
cool, say it again.
yeah.
Tell it again. Tell it again.
It's just like, you're really just like, and here we are.
The tunnel sequence. That was cool. Except I get why people were shouting that, like, you need to move. Like, how they're just waiting for her to show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he floods the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's just being the horror movie element of it. Like,
yeah, but also it's one of those things where it's like, bro, you could just fucking ran. Like,
I know.
Or you could have shut the blast door and then blown the hole in the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but either way, once again, we're splitting hairs at that point because it doesn't serve the story or not.
I did like that they set it up that, like, she walked through all the glass, and that's why her feet were all cut up, and that's why she was all like kind of limpy.
We haven't talked about Kamatage yet, where she uses the reflections from the mirror dimension to get to them, and then she crawls out of the gong.
Dude, that was, and then just like cracks her body back. Like,
Oh yeah.
some
So
Malignant style
cool.
shit. Like,
That's what I thought. I thought of the Grudge too, but
Yeah,
also like
yeah, me
I
too.
remember Sam Raimi did the newest Grudge, so it
Yeah.
makes sense. Oh my god, I don't know what the fuck I did to my shoulder today, but it's fucking hurting now.
cracked it like Wanda.
Yeah, I need one to crack it.
Fix me, please. Help me. But that was cool. That was like super like demonic-y.
Yeah.
Like in all of the like weird, her just crawling out of the gong and like just being sliced to shit from all the mirrors inside. I was just like, at that point I was like, there's no stopping her. Fuck. Like, you can't do anything.
I like how
to
she was
her.
coming out of puddles and shit. Like that was
Yeah.
that was so cool. And like, why was everybody standing in a pile of water? Fucking animals.
This is how you live.
Remember what I said about Prudential Center? How there's definitely just a puddle in the middle of the floor somewhere. That's
this.
exactly what I meant. This is exactly what I meant.
Wanda's coming.
Yeah, exactly. Just be pulling out fucking
Whatever's.
crowd surfers.
I also like the amount of indiscriminate killing that she does of like,
Wonderful.
no named people.
She kills all those Ultron
It
bots.
just like fucks people up.
Yeah.
Like not even just the bots, like everybody at the like everybody trying to protect the castle, everybody, like she just burns people, like
I like how she got in the students' heads.
yeah. Run. I also like that it's like, and then he fucks everything up. It's like totally that guy's fault. Like he
All it takes is one domino to fall, Mike.
He doesn't just like leave or like run away. He like makes it a point to hit 15 people on his way out and just that's like, really, dude?
On
Can't
that
do
part,
this.
I thought I didn't realize she said run. I thought she said Ron, and like his name was Ron. And she was like, talking to him.
And that just scared the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
How she know my legal name?
right.
That is not my sorcerer's name.
His Christian name.
Yeah.
His government issued
Yeah,
name.
his government name.
Ron.
Fuck.
Ronald.
Ronald.
That's hilarious.
Ren.
They never get that book, do they?
He touches the book and then it explodes.
Why?
She breaks it. She hits him with the spell or something.
Oh, that's right. She does show up eventually, right?
So, actually, this is jumping back a little while ago. What was the significance of her burning a hole in his cape?
I think she just did it.
She did it, but like later on, they're like, "We fixed the cape for you." And I was like, why is there dialogue around any of this?
I don't know.
I thought it was gonna be like, well, when she hit him that way, she like put like not like a tracker, but like because she hit him with the magic spell, she knows where her magic goes and she can follow him for some shit. None of that was like, I was just like, there's.
I think maybe she just hit him with it, and like later on he's like, man, you're real dinged up, huh? Like, dude, the cape is a character in and of itself.
That's what I'm saying.
The
It's
cloak
like,
of levitation.
You put all of this, you put several lines of dialogue.
Speaking of which,
against it.
I love in the beginning when the cloak of levitation is when Doctor Strange is knocked out after getting thrown through that. He's slapping the shit out of him.
It was very like Aladdin with like the magic carpet. I was like, you gave it that personality.
That's when I feel that like the cloak is very much the carpet from Aladdin, you know, which is a good way to go because like the carpet from Aladdin works. Yeah. So
and Disney owns them now, so get it right.
So why not? Why not just put the carpet from Aladdin?
When that's the thing. When they put Doctor Strange in Fortnite, you're gonna have a new skin for his cloak of levitation.
Dude, I saw somebody that Scarlet Witch is now at Avengers Campus or whatever, right? And
is she squished?
And no, and somebody posted underneath it, damn, yo, they got the chick from Fortnite in there. Like unironically,
right?
That type of thing.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So what happens after she burns the book? Oh, and then they go and they
burns the book. They get punched through
a bunch of multiverse. Oh, and they go to where an incursion actually happened, right?
That's where they send her or those two.
Right.
When I thought it was so badass when Wanda was dreamwalking when she actually got America and she like made her punch through a thing to right in front of her where she's not dreamwalking anymore and she just throws her through and now everybody's in the same world. I was like, shit. I was like, she can do that. Like,
yeah.
That's wild.
I thought it was funny how like they go back to that universe like where she shows where Billy and Tommy is and everything, right? And I was like, yeah, you'd be walking around after you walked on all that glass, huh? Like you'd be fine.
You're okay.
It wouldn't be a big deal. Like also she had that one cut on her face. It's like, no, you took a lot of shots to the face. Like you would not be okay.
I think you're pretty much dead.
Yeah. So that's not Supreme Strange from What If in.
They made it like it was, but it's not.
But it's not.
Yeah.
That was when the music fight happened. We already talked about the music fight. But what I really love about that scene is where he speaks about how every reality he went to, he ended the Strange's suffering by killing them because they didn't have Christine because they weren't happy.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing is like, are you happy? No, but we'll make the best of it. That type of deal.
Right.
And then he makes that deal about like, you give me your Christine. He's like,
I don't think she's gonna go for that.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna go for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in. Like,
and then they do the music fight, and I mean, I thought it's like it's one of those things where it's like the choreography was kind of stilted, but also it was a total Sam Raimi thing to like he whips the book first, and then it zooms in on the book, and then it cuts out to this guy doing whatever spell, and then he hits the piano, and like he makes all the music notes, and then he shoots all the notes, and that guy just stands there and then gets hit with all of them.
Moves, yeah.
He died a pretty brutal death as well.
I thought they were just gonna show him like because it's like a long shot and you see him falling out the window on the side of the building. I thought they would just show him hit the ground there and that be it. They fucking got close up and showed him impale. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I really liked all the death and bloodiness in this movie, and I want them to turn that up in MCU movies going forward. Like, I'm not saying that they all need to be like super ultra violent, but like I want to see, I like that shit.
So I have a question. So with when he has the third eye with that Strange,
the brown eye,
when he has the third eye and it opens after he dies. Mm-hmm. Do you think that eye is a singular entity that is then transferred later to Strange?
No, the reason that it shows up like that is because he uses the Darkhold.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it like you stopped using the Darkhold, now he uses the Darkhold.
No.
Okay.
I think because he used the Darkhold, because he uses the Darkhold to do the whole
and that's it takes a toll.
Dreamwalking, which by the way, I think I already mentioned this, but the whole dreamwalking thing where like you dreaming other universe, that's a whole cool thing. Either way though, him using the Darkhold and then Wanda destroying it in every other universe after she dies.
We don't know. It's ambiguous.
She's not dead.
She's not dead.
She's not dead.
No. The popularity around WandaVision and just her, like,
And I
she's
kind
coming
of
back.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like there's a redemption arc there too. You know, she's the strongest Avenger. You know, there's no doubt.
It also
Yeah.
could be that she killed, the Scarlet Witch, but she didn't kill Wanda. Because, now the Scarlet Witch is trapped under rubble. Wanda might not be in that rubble. Who's to say?
No,
You don't know.
you don't know. You don't know
man.
either.
As much bullshit as I'm saying.
I mean, listen. My whole thing is just like Scarlet Witch was like her X-Men name. You know, because she's originally Magneto's child in the comics. So like I said, they could be playing with that, but also at the same time, it's the MCU and we borrow a name only. So
We don't know.
the whole zombie thing happens. I love the whole zombie sequence. I think the whole ending is fucking awesome. I love it when he's given this, like I said, the whole we're gonna kick that witch's ass. Like that was great. How did they dispatch all those giants? Strange showed up and fucked
He just
them up,
knocks him off the cliff, pretty much.
Oh, okay, right.
I do like though when I kind of like the almost like the look into the lore, like more of the Darkhold when like he possesses the body and all the spirits come around him and they're like, Stephen Strange, you know that doing this is forbidden and you can't do this. So I kind of like, you don't get it like spoon fed a lot of shit, but you're like, oh, there's a lot more to this.
Yeah. Yeah, either way though, I mean, I think we've talked about pretty much everything now at this point.
Tells her he loves her.
Tells her he loves her.
Every universe.
It's a nice moment, just handled poorly. And then where'd they go? And then, dude, an obvious moment of when something got cut out. When they open up the portal going back to Kamatage or what? No.
Oh, yeah, and they're in the snow mountain instead
No. They're in the snow mountain and they're in the the one universe where the incursion happened and they go back to the snow mountain. Like they see Wong in America and it just fades and then goes. I was like, there was dialogue there where they're happy to see each other.
Well, the thing is too, Wong and America went back to Carmitage and then after that, when they open a new portal, they're still in the snow. So there's like an inconsistency there. Like they left the snow place to go back to that place. So they understandably probably... Oh, never. I mean, it could be like I would have assumed that they would have just punched the portal right back there.
No, they opened up the portal from the snow place to the dark place, and what? See, this is the fucking problem with this. And then when Christine and Steven are looking at America and Wong, it just fades to going to Carmitage, and that like she's learning to be a student and everything. It's like, wait a minute. There's plot resolution that's got to happen here.
They went like when America left the first time, they go back to Carmitage, and then they're in the other world. They're back with like Stephen Strange now, and they're like, no, he's on the way. They're coming to get us. When they punch through again, they're still in the snow, and I'm like, I was like, something was cut there too. Something is missing. Like they've already gone back.
Are you high?
I was not high. We'll see it again.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it again on Friday morning.
Double
I'm trying
check,
to get a 3D showing.
Because that like stood out to me. I could be wrong, but
What about you?
Do you remember this one specific
I'm trying to
instance?
figure out what you guys are talking about.
Okay, so the sequence after they've wrapped up the plot, pretty much after they've killed after Wanda's dead, and Christine and Steven are in the universe where the incursion happened, where they just killed the Dark Doctor Strange. America opens up a portal to bring them back to the MCU, and they just wave to each other, and then it fades into like back to when they're at Kamatage or whatever, and she's learning to be a student and everything. It's like, wait, but there's plot. There's got to be dialogue there. Like
missing.
Like there's like, and how do they get Christine back to her universe? You know, like, so I mean, I'm sure they just punched a hole open and
threw her back.
See you later. Deal with the mess that we left.
Figure it out.
So, yeah. Either way, though, once all said and done, I really I like this. I think this is good. This is by no means a bad movie. I don't think. And I can see why some people don't like it, and I can see why people wouldn't get into the Sam Raimi-ness of it. But like I said, It is what it is.
I think it's cool. I had a great time.
What do you think of the post-credit scene?
It shows, so he's just walking out, he's hanging out, being Doctor Strange.
With his scarf.
With his scarf. And then he falls into the street and the third eye opens.
No, that's not the post-credit scene. That's the last scene of the movie.
Yeah.
The
What was the
post-credit
post-credit
scene
scene?
is when Charlize Theron shows up looking
as
like
Clea,
a
right?
Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And she cuts a hole open into the dark dimension. And he's like, hey, you made a fucking mess over here, so help me clean it up.
Well, they're in love in the comics, so
Hey, man.
maybe they're going to be loved now.
I wouldn't pick Charlize Theron over Rachel McAdams, but you do you.
It ain't me, man. You do what you want.
That was a wild suit she was wearing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I feel like that was like she's the only person that wears purple. Like no one wears purple,
Thanos.
right?
Yeah, no, usually like, no.
Thanos.
I don't know.
Thanos.
I really liked it, like her shoulder thingies.
Her shoulder pads.
I like that
No.
she just cut shit through. And
Yeah,
then
I
was
like how her sword or whatever opens up dimensions.
Yeah,
you know? I think that's
super cool.
I feel like she, I don't know, I'm like thinking too much, but she like cut it like so weird. Like
The way that it
it
cut,
took a long time.
the way that it cut was like if you like almost like cut a non-taut sheet. Like it kind of like.
Yeah, like she cut it once, it was open, and then she like did it again. Like, why? I don't know. That was weird.
And this goes back to my point about the pizza. Why did it take them a half a pie to get to the crux of the conversation?
She was hungry, dude. You know, punching through dimensions gotta make you hungry. She
All
loves
she eats
pizza.
is pizza. And by the way,
Oh, cracked up when they were like social commentary, and she's like, "Food is free in almost every other universe. It's kind of fucked up that you guys pay for food." It's like
I wanted to flip my fucking chair at that point.
I was like, "Look, but like, I don't need to see like anti-capitalism discourse, even though I support it in a Marvel movie." It's just like, come on,
So strange.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
The doctor is in.
All right, yeah. So listen, overall, I like this movie. Like I said, better than good, worse than great. It exists in that weird. I wouldn't even know what you would call it at that point. And yeah, I just hope the next one of these, the next Doctor Strange, they do, go all out. Go all out.
hard.
Make it 2.5 hours if you have to. If you want to see more universes, you want to,
I do.
have
wanna see
less
more
convenient
universes.
writing. Also, like, John Krasinski is definitely playing Reed Richards now. He has to.
Yeah,
right?
he's not.
Because they explained how it was doppelgangers. It's not really like, you and I are the same person in different multiverses, or you and Jess are the same person in different multiverses. You know
No,
what I mean?
it's your other self.
Your
Yeah.
other self. Yeah, exactly. Which is cool to do because, is Tony Stark going to show up now?
He might. I don't know.
Is Captain America going to show up?
We'll see.
Well, I mean, he's not really dead.
He ain't really dead.
He's 95 though, so like he's kind of dead.
He's as good as dead.
He's as good as
He's
dead
as good
to
as
me.
That's not my Captain America.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Jess? Spoiler thoughts?
Spoiler thought.
Okay, so going off like what you just said, it made me think about like how you're saying that it's like the same person in different universes. Like but what about variants? Like they did this whole
That's a
show
great
to
point.
like the whole Loki show just to like introduce this concept of variants. Like I don't know. It's just.
Hey, you guys, you ever think like maybe Loki sucks and that TV show isn't good? However, the same writer from that TV show wrote this.
Yeah.
You can fucking
That's
tell
interesting.
too.
You can. It's fucking evident.
That was just a side thought, but going off the movie overall, I liked the whole vibe. I liked the Sam Raimi-ness of it, as like being a horror fan. I really enjoyed that, and I
Sam
liked
Raimi.
the magical aspects of it. I thought that was really cool, and how it kind of like bordered on more occult magic.
Yeah.
I think there was definitely even like a lot of religious iconography probably sprinkled throughout. And then the zombie was really cool, and like the multiple arms, that was awesome. The thing that I really did not like about this movie was America Chavez. I did not like her character at all. I thought she could have been replaced by like a mystical item. Like she didn't need to be there.
She was a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
And I also thought that her acting wasn't great.
I hate her. No, I know. I thought it was. I that's
know.
a good criticism. It was kind
This is
of
very much a new girl at school vibe that you don't like.
No, it's like I thought she was really cute. Like
She's
whatever.
getting attention from all the boys.
and I don't like it.
No, I mean, I don't know.
No, I agree with you that her character is paper thin and
Yeah.
that she was just a MacGuffin, but also at the same time, like, whatever. I didn't expect that much of her, you know?
I posted 2 pics in the Discord that I found online of the stream, and I'm right about her punching holes into. They go to the Hermitage, or not the Hermitage.
Convertage.
Oh,
Hermitage
I see
first,
that. Okay.
and then after everything happens, after they finish their. So that's the one. And Jess, we have it. I don't know if you
where
can
the
pull
fuck?
up Pat's.
Oh,
But so that's when they're leaving, and you can see that they go back to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, after they have their whole conversation, they're on the mountain. That's a different place.
Oh, wow. Where'd you find this?
A movie site.
Did you just pull up a movie illegally? How's the quality?
It's pretty decent, actually.
Send that to me. I want to watch this.
Solar movie. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Thanks for that. Just put that one on display.
No one sees it. Look, the amount of work that I took to find the movie, I think people can, If you Google best movie sites to watch movies free,
You're gonna find
allegedly,
something.
you'll find something.
Yeah. Or Couch Tuner.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Couch Tuner was the one I used in college.
There you go.
Either way, though. Anything else to wrap that up with, or no?
I don't think so. I mean, she was really the main thing that was bringing me down.
Bringing me down.
I
What
don't
about you?
know.
Any final thoughts?
I don't know. I don't think we need another standalone Doctor Strange movie.
Shut the fuck up.
Look, I like the thing is, we need him in other movies before we get another one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's how it's going to happen.
Right, I know. So I'm satiated with Strange right now. I'm
I
good.
have
I'm
been
good on the Strange.
Satisfied.
I've been satisfied. They go into the dark dimension.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Where Dormammu
right.
was.
Dormammu.
Yeah, that's
Dormammu.
That's,
It's too easy.
Dommy
Too
Mommy.
easy. Dommy Mommy.
Mommy.
yeah, that's
Dude,
where
what a
Charlize Theron makes her weird ass cut.
That's my
Into the
main
dark
problem with
dimension.
this movie. Is her weird
Charlize
fucking
Theron.
It was weird.
cut. I know. Good movie. Go see
Yeah.
it.
So now, looking towards the future, we got Thor: Love and Thunder next, and that's
in
going
a
to be.
month, right?
No, I believe it's July.
Oh, it's July, not June.
oh wait, I thought of something else.
Yes.
There was no Vision in this movie.
I was waiting if Vision, I was kind of like, for all of her wanting to go to every different universe, it's like, find one
Yeah.
that you have children and Vision, maybe.
Yeah, I thought that was weird because he was very much a part of like her motivation, and which I feel like it's kind of a little lame to have like her sole motivation just be her kids at this point.
I think it's kind of like from her brain has just cracked.
I don't think so. I thought it was very sympathetic. It's like,
It is a little one note.
she's a mother.
It is a little one note, but I think it's like, I'm glad they committed to her just being like, busted in the head and like going on with
A
that.
busted down snow bunny. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Remember when they sang that ice cream song?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, that was.
And that one kid finished on a high note, and the other kid did not. He just said the word, just left him hanging.
He couldn't hold his
Fucking
harmonies.
Billy.
I couldn't hold my harmonies today at rehearsal, by the way. Anyway, Thor: Love and Thunder is next, July 8th,
There we go.
2022. So get ready for that.
That looks good.
It does. It does look good. This also looked good. I don't know what the fuck happened then now. like I said, I like this. I think
I liked it too.
You liked it.
Yeah.
You liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I don't think people who are like not major Marvel heads will enjoy it. And I'm not saying you're not, that by that extension.
Yeah,
but like,
no.
my sister loved WandaVision. I don't think she would like this movie. She's not a Marvel head. She liked WandaVision for the sake of because it being an isolated story. But
yeah. Well, I don't think it's an isolated story now.
now,
anymore.
yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's watch some people get hurt.
Oh yeah,
Is it that time?
It is that time, Jess. You may go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's the clip of the week. Oh, it's the clip of the week. It's the clip of the week.
All right, cool. Check it out.
Okay.
Check it.
This looks promising.
Chaotic.
Why so
.com.
many of our clips look like they were filmed in Russia? Like,
So I got my guy over here.
that is Zamboni tractor.
Nope,
Tractor?
that is a full-on tractor.
Is he on a lake?
Looks like it.
Oh no.
It would look like it, right?
e-
How heavy do you think a tractor is?
Too heavy, Mike.
Oh.
Look
Right on cue.
afterwards. Well, yeah. What is he gonna go down with the ship?
I thought so. Camera pans away like, oh shit, insurance. I have to tell them something else happened.
Oh no.
Go back to, oh man. So dude sinks his tractor on a frozen lake.
Was that the title of this this article on Reddit?
It was farming.
You wouldn't believe
It
what
was-
this man does.
I think someone called it the ice farmer, which I think is pretty creative. But like,
what is he doing?
Here's I don't know, dude. Well, it looks like he's plowing snow.
Or is he like scraping the ice so people can like does he not own a Zamboni and this is his farmer version of
See
that?
how he's like plowing the ice.
It's called Zamboni, bud.
So,
Look, the kids have to skate. Charlie Brown's got to come down here and do his stupid dances on the ice.
Oh my god. He's just
crawling out. Now, here's the thing that's fucked up is that like falling into a frozen lake, obviously, like that sounds bad enough, but the shock of the cold water literally like it immediately causes all of your blood to go back to your heart, and that's why you can't feel your extremities or anything. So even though he got out, the fight is actually ahead of him.
Oh, yeah.
Because now he's got to warm up, and the way they tell you to warm up in these situations is to strip all your clothes off, even if you're in the cold, because the
cold is
the cold is the
What a-
since your clothes are soaked in cold water with cold air and everything, it's just gonna freeze you.
What an appropriate clip, because that's how Doctor Strange's sibling died.
Donna
Oh
Strange.
my god, you're right.
She fell on a frozen. I remember being like, "Who the fuck is Donna?" Strange?
Frozen lake, and I couldn't save her because I'm a fucking kid.
I'm one of us. Prove it.
He's like, that sounds right.
We had a sister, Donna.
But how did she
died.
die? Tell me in details.
He's like, oh yeah.
Like, I
How'd
don't
she
want to
die?
relive that.
Also, like,
Y2K happened in our universe.
just also that's the thing. It's like I feel that's pretty public knowledge. Like if somebody dies,
What's that movie with that lady that's like, oh, my son, he fell under the ice, and like the firefighters get him out like longer, like he was the longest underwater person, and he like made a full recovery or whatever.
the longest underwater man.
What's it called?
It's called the shape
Goodwill
of the shape.
Hunting.
It's called
Goodwill Hunting. That's right.
it's called Avatar: The Way of Water.
Movie about kid who, movie about kid who falls. Breakthrough was what it was called. Lewis, the teenager, slips through an icy lake in January 2015 and was underwater for full 15 minutes before resuscitative efforts were started. And I'm pretty sure he makes it.
Lewis the teenager.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. That's his defining quality.
Did he live?
He's a teen.
Well, if it's defining him as a teen, then maybe he didn't live. He didn't grow past teenagehood.
No, it says John is revived and slowly gains consciousness. Whew!
Only to instantly die.
His lungs are still filled with water to this day. That must be wild.
We also have to wait and talk about the Avatar trailer until Nick gets back so we can make him upset.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder what he would think of this movie.
He'll see it, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I'm positive he'll see it.
I'm going to make him see it.
You better see this fucking movie, Nick.
That's actually a good point. I'm really interested. Nick, if you're listening through the end of this podcast, good for you. This is a little hint.
I thought about
Easter
let's
egg
call
for
him
you.
in, but also like he's in Denver, so there's no way he saw this. So
No.
he was on a plane.
He's on a plane.
So
Cool.
all right, well with that, let's wrap this up because I gotta use the bathroom.
Die.
Yeah. So thanks so much for tuning in, hanging out with us. Remember, if you're listening to this on any of the streaming platforms, audio specifically, go ahead, leave us a review, a comment. I think you can do on some of them.
If you're curious how we look,
Yeah, you can go to YouTube and you could throw up violently. But no, you can leave a like, a comment, so do all the things that the algorithm likes. Okay, I'm not doing this for my fucking health. All right.
He's dying, folks.
Okay.
Go to our GoFundMe.
Seagal Strange, help us out. All right, cool. We'll see you next week.